yes, Na'Vi with this T-side beginning and complexity. Oh, it's been a little minute since we got to see these guys back in the server. Excited to see what they've both done with some time away. Now, Na'Vi, if you remember, their fate wasn't in their hands, right, when it came to reaching this spot in the competition. So they're feeling thankful they're even here. The consistency has not been there. Oh. Config starting, well, I was going to say starting strong. Looked like he was going to get a double, but instead it's traded right away. More aggression coming out of Cole, nice and early, and finding a lot of damage as well. BlameF could get caught by this top mid player in Simple. The peak's a little late, so BlameF has moved away for now. Actually goes back in and takes another out of the round for Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's not gone well for Na'Vi, has it? Boomich had the full set of utility coming down lower with electronic tucks. You got to wonder if that was calmed over. Boomich loses all his grenades and the bomb gets spotted. So Cole, they don't stray away from this double B setup. They know where Na'Vi had it planned from the outset. Flamey's still looking along, but Poisoner's yet to waver on this position. And Na'Vi, really, your only hope is to go B. Does Flamey want to join them? There's not much value he can provide on the other side of the map. And with 30 seconds, Na'Vi, we know they like to leave it late, but they've got to make their mind up. Flamey making contact, and he loses his life to Poison. And now you're screwed. Now it's done and dusted, surely. Cole with two players in B, JKS ready and waiting, and here come the taps.
Yeah, not out of JKS yet, but it's this second player posted up at car. They should have everything locked in. And Rush almost certainly does. A nice little team ace from Cole to begin that pistol, to open up this game. On Na'Vi's map pick, no less.
It's scary stuff, right? I imagine we don't see Bit in this series as well. He's had some great games, obviously, with Na'Vi second banning Overpass as well as a map that we finally saw Bit pick up the other day and play for Na'Vi. And again, a map that they've had trouble with on the T sides, which is where they're starting here. So, yeah, definitely some worrying signs for Na'Vi, but it's early days, and we know when these guys are on form, then they can be very difficult to deal with. Cole having a little bit of time off to prep to get ready, and Poison with a scout, helped out by Rush, who will be drawn in for a double kill. Poison as well, you know, it's great to have him back. We obviously talked about this in the group stage. You know, he looks like he's recovering well. He's having some great games and even more time off as well with no officials. Poison's probably in great form. So Simple's work is going to be cut out for him, but he's off to a good start. D downing a Blame, and Poison will trade. Any more could be nice. Don't really want to give away the free bomb plant to pistols and attack to electronic. He's trying to crouch his way to the site. Poison won't let it happen. And it's a clean-up jumping shot for JKS to find their second round.
Yeah, that was a full eco there. So they're looking to get these rifles out, you know, nice and early on the Na'Vi side. I'm going to bring the AKs into play right here, right now. For Cole, pressure is on, right? You have the weapon saved, obviously. You reinvest on the rest of the gang. You know, Famas's scouts pales in comparison to what Na'Vi are bringing to the table here. Maybe even a bit of a scout battle going on between Simple and Poison. That's an exciting prospect.
Yeah, Simple, maybe not with a scout, but when he has the AWP, he'll sometimes just sit in T-spawn for, you know, a minute of the round, like full-on jamming it and just waiting, right? Catching rotates as Na'Vi work the map. And that's exactly what Na'Vi are doing. You know, it's scary because we just had Ents absolutely, you know, fall apart, crumble on the T side of this map with really no depth, nothing to show for themselves. So you worry about Na'Vi coming into this game. You hope they don't have a similar performance in those devastating T sides that, you know, have been happening lately for them. So will we have any repetition here? Smoke out long, the flash comes through and Rush is tucked. They don't know just yet. Smoke a corner. Poison's going to try and help out, draw them in, provide some cover for Rush. Even a shot will do it. Now Flamey probably less considering of the position that Rush is in. And Poison can go back to watch the cat play.
Question is now, with Flamey here left to fend for himself, is he going to hit this timing? Or has he been fed to the wolves at long? Simple coming in with the, what is this wolf? Out through short side. Poison opening up the round. The molly really making him feel trapped here at ramp. He can't really go anywhere. And Flamey's dead on the long push. There's Simple with the trade into this A bomb site, allowing that bomb plant to come through. Na'Vi a man down with the bomb planted. They know about this long player as well. Simple trying to flush him out, trying to deal with him. Electronic first man to break the silence.
Oh, no.
And Simple blinded off the angle in the blink of an eye. It's just perfecto. And even though he's good for that first kill, the trades are in right away. Complexity, they set up to play retake in the man advantage, and it goes swimmingly for them. They trade their way to success.
Yeah, it certainly helps they win that long fight as well. Like, that's so pivotal because it just means you can't come through CT. If you lose long there, you lose rush. Well, firstly, he's integral to getting Simple and coming back up that position, but then the rotate is cut off for Cole. The only open avenue would be that cat flank, and Na'Vi would have been set up in time. Simple also, he swapped off the scout when Boomich died, got on the AK. That got Na'Vi the plant. They got the kill, but past that, nothing really worked well. Still, a bomb plant, it's temptation enough. Na'Vi going with a buy. And we've got Poison on the AWP early as well, upgraded from the scout. So that's good news for Cole. 3-0 up. Simple taking a long spawn. Perfecto lobbing flashes, and Simple jumping out, trying to dodge him, trying to dodge death and danger, but there's so much of that. Blame pushed up. Oh, he's got Simple trapped. He knows the nades get any free damage. Double dunk does a little bit, and Blame is tucked to the corner. 3 long. Poison goes back to watch Cat, but we still have Rush here as well. It's quite the terrifying twosome here for Cole.
Yeah, for Simple, he's in really rough waters. And deals with the first, but the trade is in immediately.
Oh,
they even lose Electronic down here in middle. Config is bringing some heat into the server today, and JKS is going to follow up on that even further. The lead extends in favor of Cole. Config just running them down,
okay.
And him and JKS combine for 4 in the round.
Oh no, it's one of those days for Config, is it? Obliterating Na'Vi on mid-play. That's a great idea for Na'Vi, right? Like, it's the last thing that Cole really expecting. I don't think Config's ready for 4 players coming out mid-doors after Na'Vi have just taken long, especially with Simple getting that kill. The Config just domes Na'Vi in mid, and he just does not stop pushing. Okay. Scary stuff for Na'Vi. And more pistols to make that lead just that little bit lighter for Cole. Set towards B. We still have Flamey on his default, doing what he often does on this map, right? Holding those long doors, setting up at top mid boxes on the A takes, either coming in with lurks or cutting off rotations. And you've already seen Cole look pretty confident. You don't want to give up too much map control. Let them come in on these flanks and push you and prod you from behind. Boomich flashed himself on a run boost. Yep. Nice nade.
Yeah, the utility's been really nice out of Cole. Like, wherever they've thrown these nades, they've always found good damage from it. This round is no exception. Flamey is knocked out of those long doors. And Na'Vi, what they've got mid, they don't really have anything else. So, maybe just looking at a mid to B here. They've got the smokes to make that happen at least. They've even got a spare one left lying around if they do want to throw anything else in the way of Cole. But yeah, this is rough. They throw like these corridor smokes in mid, right? They let you get a little bit wider or push into CT, and Electronic's trying to do exactly that. But 25 seconds, you've got to go.
Ooh. Yeah, dinks in. Poison's got cover though. Rush doesn't need it. The smoke comes down to get rid of the AWP. Flamey knew what was about to happen, and he still gets domed by Rush. Oh, the flash comes in, and it fully blinds Perfecto. So Poison is saved for now, and that's going to clean it up for Cole. 5 alive. It was actually Electronic in the spawn, rather getting blinded. Perfecto also did. The kill from that B-rotate instead, and it's a perfect round for Cole. No problem. Despite Na'Vi getting some weird positioning, right, getting out on that flank out lower, it's not a problem for Cole. They contain it. And, pistols on Dust too, not exactly pretty. You often just see them get up cat, go for that bomb plant, and try and grab guns to fall back and play those headshot angles. But without that, it's rare to get a pistol round on the board here. So Na'Vi, quick pause before they come in with yet another rifle round and an AWP on Simple.
Yeah, this is a pretty worrying start, though, for Na'Vi fans, right? As mentioned, on their run to even make it to the playoffs, their fate was out of their hands. I'm pretty sure it was Furia they were relying on back then, finding success in order to even make it to the playoffs. So the fact that they're here, is already like a wild enough fact. And And then on top of that, it's like for Na'Vi, man, they've got Simple in this team. They've got Electronic. They've got this terrifying twosome. You've got some really strong pieces in there like Perfecto. It must feel frustrating because, you know, no one else can figure out why this team isn't getting the results that you're hoping to see.
Wow.
And Na'Vi, they're having a hard time figuring that out as well. It must feel very, very punishing.
Yeah, early days. I want to talk about that little detail from Simple. He drops the decoy. We call it the. Wait, who used to do that actually? Was it the Way? No, it's not Waylander. It's World Edit rather. He drops the decoy in spawn, and then he runs down mid, right? The decoy on the AWP. He also shoots one Glock bullet through the door as the decoy goes off. He knows the timing. So if Cole hear the decoy, they also see the bullet go through the door, and they actually think an AWP was fired. That's a cool detail. You know, he's not hitting anyone, but Cole don't know that he's actually charging down catwalk or charging down suicide. It's, you know, it's not a big detail, but it's just simple.
The World Edit, man, yeah.
The World Edit. And they did it on Cash once, so, you know, never forget. Drop the decoy, get swung, you're ready on the AWP. But regardless, it's up Cat and into another AWP. It's into Poison, traded by Electronic. Good form from him, and Simple will cut off a B-rotate config, and his aggression finally punished. JKS tucked here in the same place, at the same... Oh, what? He goes out. He doesn't get anything. They see him, and Simple won't punish him. JKS backs up into B, but that's exactly what Na'Vi wanted. They're going into this stack.
Yeah, if you're JKS there, you just take that in your stride. Like, you don't know how you're alive, and now the A play's coming in. Well, Rush and Blame F are here, holding on to this together, and the flashbang to set up Blame F is great out of Rush. He goes one step further and even removes the second man from the round, leaving it on Simple and Perfecto. This AWP misses a shot, and in that timing, Blame F and Rush get aggressive. That was lovely out of this double sight hold. Blame F and Rush just did that to perfection. I don't think you could have played that any better if you tried.
Nope, both peaking at the same time, in sync kills, and yeah, with that one missed shot from Simple, it cost his teammate his life, and at that point he knows it. The AWP can't cock the bolt ready back for the second shot, not in time at least, and he goes for the peak and gets punished by Blame. We're getting a great game out of Rush right now. Every time Na'Vi have come long, he has dealt with it. Flamey on the lurks, done. Double pushing, double kills. Rush has not faltered in his position once. So that's great stuff and such an integral part of this map.
Yeah, one of the things I love about Rush is it's like, you know, you'll get to the end of a game and it's like very, very rarely are you looking back thinking, man, Rush had all these sick, like, you know, multi-kill moments. He's just, we always say Rush is a safe pair of hands, right? Because he really, really is. Like, if you leave this guy in a position, he's not going to let them through. Like, he will fight till he dies. Or if dying ain't the right play, then he won't die. Yeah. But yeah, no, man, he's so good at like just playing a spot, not giving you the ground, keeping it clean, never getting like caught overextending. And he really has been like one of my favorite players in Cole to watch and just see how he develops.
Very, very calm player. It's really refreshing to see. And yeah, right now it's working wonders. 6-0, Na'Vi, you know, just trying to get that one round on the board. Sometimes that can be everything, right? Just get your head in the game, battle that money back a little bit. Although it's not like Na'Vi in all of these rounds are getting them close. So Cole are building a bit of a bank, 3 alive in the previous. Poison, he has no fear in going for this cat fight. He sees that smoke come down, and yet again, he peeks in through it, knowing there's a little gap under. It's just dangerous, because if Na'Vi rush it, you can get flash, you can get traded, you can get multi-peaked. Perfecto out middle. Molly comes in, JKS playing close. If it spreads, Perfecto's got to go, and he does. The flash is beautiful from Simple, and Perfecto with an opening kill. Does that lean them into the mid to B? They're up cap, but they've dropped spawn. Boomich coming in to help out with that smoke. But Config again, the king of the re-peak, getting another frag early, keeps B alive. The bomb's rotating back, but look at the time.
Yeah, 15 seconds. So pressure's on for Config. If he was able to stay alive, that could have won the round. Boomich does die in CT. The bomb's trying to get across. Electronic just going to get it down in time, and Simple is already pushed out into mid. He's deeper than Cole are ready for, and so those are free kills for Simple. Blame F left up in the 1v3, and he might just have to save here. Na'Vi, they finally break this 6-round streak that Cole had up on the board. And there are a few nice little details there, right? They drop Boomich down into CT. Simple actually re-smoke CT, trying to give the illusion that they don't have that control. It didn't look as cool as it was meant to because, you know, Cole were very, very cautious when it came to clearing CT. I think they actually spotted Boomich drop down in the first place. But nice idea, right, to try and have him there to, like, you saw, like, the moment it switched, when they had CT and they had a player out mid to B, it was like, okay, now we can deny these rotations back from A, right? We can hold CT. Yeah. And for the time being, we've got like a 3v1 in that B bomb site. So
no, it's a really good reaction from Na'Vi, considering that was not the game plan, right? Like, they're probably planning on Perfecto dying there or getting nothing done, and they're going to go into that cap play. So it's a very, again, late, as we know from Na'Vi, very late change in the round to drop the bomb off of cat, run lower. And like you said, yeah, config, man, if he tucks, if he hides, if he crouches in a corner, probably wins the round there. All he needs to do is drop that bomb once or stall a few seconds, but he tried to, I think, swing wide to tuck behind the tunnels in one of those cubbies, and, well, the timing was better for Na'Vi. They were there just before he could. Caught in the open. Ollie onto Poison, got to back up. He can still play cat if he wants. And so Nade's getting traded, and they think maybe Poison doesn't have his AWP in hand, but instead it's Blame lobbing the utility as Poison posts up. Can't re-peek, Simple's there. Flash going high, Poison blind, he doesn't fall, he doesn't falter, but re-aggression will be his demise. There it is. Easy peasy for Simple.
While this is happening, Cole are trying to push the B tunnels, hoping that they can get some information. But I think at this point, information is the last thing that you are worried about. Whoa. If you're Complexity. The flashes from Rush are good again. Blame F as well, throwing his own palm tree flashes for that peak. And Rush gets melted by Electronic. Now this lower pushes in, and Flamey, I was going to say, yeah, he should have heard that. They came running down towards him. They are just saving, but Flamey looking to take these guns away, looking to make it an expensive round, and he is very, very quick to this position. Now the question we all want to know, are we about to see Agent Flamey?
Oh dear.
006 right now, and this Hunt could see him go 007. There it is, Flamey dead. JKS surely dead as well. And so the trades are in, at least. That's a worthwhile hunt for Na'Vi, taking those guns away. You know, you only lose one man doing it. And now you just force a hard eco out of Cole.
Yeah, we got, well, 2 double agents, Boomich 0-8 right now. But, you know, off that position for Flamey, he may die, sure. He may not, you know, look pretty in the round, but he gives Na'Vi the info, right? He hears, like you said, the footsteps running lower, and then they suddenly stop, and Flamey realizes, well, they've got to call the save. There's no way. And so you immediately see after, you know, he clears lower, everyone on Na'Vi is fanning out, spreading out, stopping those saving players, and Cole get away with nothing in that round. So it's a good recovery from Na'Vi, who are looking pretty dicey at 0-6, but now 2 rounds to their name, and a broken Complexity economy has set Na'Vi up to pull a bit of a comeback here. Slow and steady on the anti-eco, figuring out where the stack lies. Clearing long while they do, boosting up onto the A site. Blame's got Deeg armor, everyone else is vanilla. And Cole, they made the right read at least, but even with the stack, there's not like they have a flash to pop out into a long play, and this utility into B might even sell a bit of a fake. At this point, you are committed if you're Cole, so they're not going to rotate off of Electronics grenades into that B bomb site, and they just hold on, hang on, and wait. And they will get rewarded, maybe some kills to come through, but a round win here, as long as Na'Vi wait for their full forces to arrive, that shouldn't happen. But they're going a bit early here. Could get awkward.
Everything should be okay, and it is okay because of Flamey, really just ruining the days of Colt. This Deagle on Blame F is good for one, but Simple's gonna deal with it from CT. So Na'Vi, they find that third, they walk into the stack, and they live to tell the tale. The rifles besting 5 or 4 USPs that were laden in this A bomb site. Now we've got that reinvestment. Poison donning his AWP again. Simple, still with his in play. Haven't seen too much of that head-to-head outside of the little cat round that we got, right, where they were just kind of locked in that standoff. So hoping there's more time for it. JKS is tagged crossing. Poison was actually fast-boosted cat to try and challenge middle. And while this is happening, long control's been taken by Na'Vi.
Yeah, Electronic's been great on the trades so far. Getting another one and keeping this round alive on the long position. Rush looking to go double down. And a triple push into B for Cole is coming at the worst time. I mean, they get the info, sure, but it's no surprise that Na'Vi are committing off of this long take right now. Although they're holding off, right? Waiting for re-aggression. And that can give time for Cole to set up, to rotate round. They won't get aggressive into the spawn with Na'Vi going quiet. They know that, well, exactly what's happening could be happening. Perfecto holding on to that position. But they will leave Config deep in B to keep that early info and set up on the A site. So things are good for Cole right now, despite, not having much real estate. And Config is clearing more and more. Na'Vi, are they going to go back to B? They're leaving long. Config, timing is everything, and he might miss it here. If he rotates up Cat to try and flank an A split while Simple's faking down in the pit, Config is going to miss those timings. And Na'Vi, they change their mind again. 40 seconds to go back to long. A very weird round, but one that now Config's position is no longer scary. And Poison waits for that cross. Peeking into the orb is not in his mind, as Simple has been waiting here all round long. And with 25 seconds, the clock low as ever, here come Na'Vi. Uh-oh.
Oh, Poison. How does he win that?
Yeah.
Oh, and through the smoke, he's in with the double Poison. Looking for the third, will get denied. JKS able to trade it out nice and swiftly, regardless, with that Molotov that burns out Electronic. Lovely stuff out of Poison, right? Beats Simple in the head-to-head, goes on to claim another through the top of the smoke, and was even going back in for a third. He's feeling it. Yeah, a bit of an oddity in terms of the round there for Na'Vi, right? Like, it felt like they were kind of in two minds as to how they wanted to approach that, what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And something must have changed their mind to go back into that A play. And it leaves us with like a world of what ifs, like what if they had committed to going back B? Would Config have missed that timing? Might that have opened up a B round? It's very, very unfortunate, but that's how, like that one decision that in the moment, didn't even feel like a bad one to make for Na'Vi was Simple down in the pit. Comes back to have big ramifications.
Yeah, inevitably when Poison even goes for that peak as well, right? Like that, if Simple gets the kill and Na'Vi are flanking B, Cole are going to get completely outpositioned in that round. But yeah, Simple hits a tag. Tag won't do it though. Nice shot from Poison, and now they're 1-1 on the head-to-head. Oh, Simple doesn't take the shot. He unscopes too quick, and luckily Na'Vi once again are taking a fast mid to be. Simple's position on the lug is a long way away, and the spam through the smoke on A is doing a lot of damage. Boomich still lives and gets away with that trade onto JKS, but meanwhile, through the B bomb site, through the smoke and into Config, who's tucked in at the back. Boomich still up on Cat. This is a mess of a round, and Config tries to get out of position. It will end his life. He thought he had, again, a bit of safety in B, but above the smoke was Perfecto, and now Cole need to question, do we even want to give this a go?
Oh, well, now you really don't want to. Now you're really writing it off. And with Boomich hitting this timing earlier on and sneaking up the catwalk, he's in pole position to deny some of these saving players. Oh, of course. Just turns away, just runs away, and gets shot in the back of the head. So the save will come in. Complexity getting out with two guns still, Na'Vi round. Yeah. And they do well to recover it, right? Sure. Like the spam from A was looking like it was about to really ruin that mid play. Then they're actually able to get a kill from it. It leaves it all on Config in this B site. And as you mentioned, he gets caught trying to reposition. He was mollied out at the back box, had to smoke himself off.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he's like moving. He has the smoke down. He thinks he has
I think
room,
he's pretty screwed, right? You either sit in the smoke and hope that they just discount it entirely, which I can assure you would not be happening.
Yeah.
Or you hope that you hit a timing, right? Trying to escape before they're through your tunnel smoke. That's where Perfecto is actually pretty key at like getting ahead of that whole, smoke in the tunnels, going over the boost and spotting over the top of it.
But that's a repeat of a round that Na'Vi tried to run earlier that did not go well for them, where they got mauled in middle by JKS and Config. Like, Config's dealing with mid to Bs really well in tandem with JKS, but when it comes to the tunnels, both times he's fallen short. But the point was simple, is like going on these long lurks on his own with the AWP, and his team are going in heavy, and that's like a bit of a change here, right? If you see Simple with the AWP, you're not going to think, oh, that guy's on his own at long with the AWP, while Na'Vi are hitting a fast mid to B. But that's exactly the plan. Like, the last thing you expect is exactly what Na'Vi are trying to do. Triple B setup here. The guns both in position up on catwalk and in B. Blame tucked to the car. Flamey leaves long. He's thrown all of his grenades, has kept players here, but mainly Na'Vi are just waiting to crunch into B. Are they going to wait for the mid lurk? Boomich coming in with 2 kills to his name, but Right now, the calls are there, right? Na'Vi are recovering slow and steady, and this should be their round. There are 3 players. That's a bit of a worry. JK is going to bait them in. They need to kill him because they've got to check close. Simple scoped up and config killed by the cover off Perfecto. There's that lurker of Flamey finding Poison aggressing off the catwalk, so only 1 more rifle remains, and with a player burning out on the bomb site, it's all on Blame.
Oh, there's one. Tagged on the repeat. They might think he's lower than he is because of that Glock tag through the wall. Sadly, ammo runs out for Blame F, and Na'Vi are able to trade him out. There's never really a hope in hell for the guy trapped at car with the bomb out in B, no mid control either. Like, there was a long list of reasons Blame F should not have won that round, and so he doesn't. Na'Vi up onto 5, starting to find their way back into this game yet. Of course, the kind of easy streets over again. You've got the reinvestment now for Cole. Poison taking his AWP onto the catwalk. This fast boost getting employed again as he looks for the opener.
And he's got it. Boomage. Dead in the water. Dead in the dust. And that's not how you wanted to start the round if you're Na'Vi. Poison's repositioned already. He's dropped off Cat. Come and help a rush at long. Waiting for a late take, but Na'Vi is still defaulting right now, right? Very split. Simple watching mid. Electronic up catwalk and Poison. He's peeking in. He's going for the kills, and he's going to hit a tag onto Flamey. Very nice flick. Hard to hit those through the doors. It's all feeling. Oh, and he baits the shot. Electronic, he considers he could be out catwalk. He knows his timings, and Electronic has to bound out of there, not wanting to die to the AWP on his own. That would mean a lost round. A 3-on-5 for Na'Vi, almost unwinnable. What does bode well for Na'Vi is the lack of utility, and only 1 kit on Blame F. Otherwise, it's looking good for Cole. 50 seconds, Na'Vi grouped on Cat, and you can see Cole is so ready for this. Blame has moved out of middle, putting config in that position. JKS has taken B, so that's a swap. And now Cole's set up for this A play that Na'Vi are going to give them.
Poison responsible for a hell of a lot here. And so much utility just raining in. He tries to swing out to deal with these players crossing, but they're already in the sight. They're up in his face. Poison. Oh, they're all around him. How is he still going? Finally, they trade that out, but it's still a huge holdout of Poison, buying a lot of time, getting away with an extra kill, and stripping players out of the ranks of Na'Vi. Leaves Simple and Flamey with it all to do. This AWP in the hands of Simple. I have to deliver. Flamey trying to hold short side and only has config to beat, but that's too much to handle. Simple now with it all to do, and the rush flank from long is in. The timing on that is horrible for Simple. It feels like he held that for so long, and then he's like, well, you know, I got to check CT eventually.
That's so suffocating for Cole because they give him so much room, but at the same time, don't give him a single fight, right? Like you can see Simple pivoting, checking every single position, long CT cat, long CT cat, and just you know, swapping between angles as quick as he can, looking for those shots. Flamey dies on catwalk. Boom! Suddenly you've got another angle you need to worry about, and you know they can walk up the ramp at any time as well if you miss the timing. So yeah, Simple was looking for a kill that Cole won't give him, and then suddenly quad peeked out of nowhere. Really nice rotate in the mid round for Cole to realize it's not coming B and to get Blame F back into A. They were set up double long, waiting for a lurker that Na'Vi have usually employed. That round they didn't, but that just meant you have more players at long to come back in on the retake. 8-5, and we're seeing a good game out of Cole right now. These are the key rounds. Who will be not winning the half, but running away with it? Will Na'Vi level the playing field, or will Cole take a double-digit start?
Yeah, this round's super important in deciding that. Both these teams are really like going for broke at this point in the game. And it can make all the difference for Na'Vi winning a round like this. It sets them up really nicely to split this half down the middle in 7-8. If Cole pick it up, though, suddenly it's a very, very one-sided CT side that runs the risk of spiraling out of control. It's another one of these slow creeps out of Na'Vi. 2 still floating around over at the long doors, but they haven't really got any real estate yet. Blame F holding down catwalk is alone. He's playing deep with these smokes. waiting on the other side of them. Now the long pressure's coming in. Rush is able to break apart Boomich. BlameF is still waiting patiently up on the short side. And no one's considering this. Electronic will flick down and deal with him. Poison is once again in the most important spot right now. All alone at A. Everyone else rotating in for Cole. Poison needed something, but instead is removed at the first hurdle. Missed shot out of Simple. You don't catch many of them, and so Config might just look to save here. Getting out with the AK at least allows a buy in the next round, but it's not going to happen, is it? Peeking in a Simple and comes to pay the price.
He doesn't fall for it, does he? He just saw Config at the corner, even read the drop and the climb back up Xbox. And yeah, Poison needed a kill there, right? If he gets it, suddenly that round is in the palm of the hand for Cole. They can play it slower. They can go on the retake. Simple can't wait forever for Config. And well, without it, well, we see exactly what happens. It falls apart at the seams. And Na'Vi, they bought themselves a ticket for a very good T-side after all. Can they redeem it, though? Coles has still got a force on this CT side. Put everything into this round. No kit. Config pushing long, change of position again. Rush gone to B with his SMG. And I was a little concerned last round seeing Boomich and Flamey being the two long lurkers. Like, those are the guys having a rough performance right now, having a slow start. But Flamey did manage to get that trade onto Rush, which really is valuable considering how well Rush is playing right now. Molly's into CT and Na'Vi setting up for a mid to B, hoping they get a repeat. But it won't get gifted over. Cole don't have the weaponry to fight for middle right now. They give it up. They surrender. Rush peeking B, Perfecto holding on the default. And both players bounding out, neither wanting to die first. Double setup on Cat, but it's not quite the AWP combo. It's a scout on Poison and Blame. The smoke is faded. He'll replace it, and Electronic is already out behind the doors. Ooh, Config.
Oh, no.
Time for the flash.
Yep, well, the mid play has just been absolutely annihilated. This only leaves Na'Vi with one option now, and that's to head into B. But look at Cole. Cole, I've got everyone here. The SMG's just breaking Na'Vi apart, and it's a flawless force fight to round out the half. Complexity up on 9, and Na'Vi trailing behind on their map pick. Have got to pick it up in the second half of play.
Config, were you surprised by the success of Complexity's group stage run after the disappointment at Katowice?
Yeah, well, we had a boot camp, so I think it was really needed for us that we had that boot camp and that we played really well. We needed it for the team. We still have Justin as a new guy in the team, even though we played with him for some time. We haven't really figured out the way to play yet. So I'm just happy that we are like making the recipe and building the right team now.
You've mentioned about Justin getting him into the right place in the team. What is still missing then?
I think we have two players in the team that likes to play the same role, and we need to figure out who needs to adapt more into playing with a new guy in the team. And I feel like Justin is really good at learning, so I hope he's adapting to BlameF's calls and how he likes to play the game.
Who is he overlapping with? Is that BlameF that he's overlapping with?
Mostly BlameF, but it's kind of hard to tell because they don't have the same play style, but they don't have the same roles, but they're kind of the same player anyway. So it's kind of weird for us as a team, but we'll manage to figure it out.
Now, Na'Vi, as Yanko put it on the desk earlier, looked like the best team in the world in January and February, and then were a bit of a mess during the group stage, and were lucky to get through. What do you make of them at the moment?
Oh, I'm actually so scared of Na'Vi every time we play them because you just know that they can pop off individually. Electronic and Simple, they're so strong, and then Boomich also as well. Like, he's doing insane pushes all the time, and he's unpredictable to play against. So I just feel like they're a really good team, but we're not scared of playing against any team in the world. We want to be the best team, and we want to learn from our mistakes. So we're just going to do what we know best and try to win the game.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Config. It's been an absolute pleasure, and good luck in your match against Na'Vi.
Thank you so much.
Que no se sanque, no me me privo de lo que me encanta. Si no hay razones para que lo haga, no. Me gustan los problemas, sabes que yo ando como quiera, no digo que no. Yo soy a mi manera, no me arrepiento. Escucha mi consejo, mi amigo. Vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza. Sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay, no es una cosa.
6-9's always a good time, and this scoreline is exactly that. Cole up in the lead by 3, and Na'Vi trailing behind, but it's not a scary situation yet, Harry. The T side, which had troubles, had trials, had tribulations, is finally here and ready. 6 will do. That's what we'll say for now, because they've got to, you know, still pick it back up in their
It's one of these scorelines, you know, where when you 6-9 and everyone's a winner, right? That's kind of how it's feeling. And like a pistol round here could decide a hell of a lot. Oh, but look, we got the music. Hi. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm having a look in the chat, Hugo.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what exactly's gone wrong to disrupt my game. PC problems.
Oh, yeah, it's always going to be.
To be fair, it's not much else it could be there. I mean, Electronic, that's pretty cryptic.
We have had the whole like, oh, there's a bee loose in the boot camp.
That's only ever happened once though. There was a bee loose, and who dealt with it in the end?
Carrigan was watching.
Who was the one who dealt with it?
I don't remember. Someone climbed up on a table.
I remember Chris J was like, just getting the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I miss you, Chris J. I love you, Chris J. Let's get into this second half. Complexity. Gonna bound out towards long. Electronic blinded off the angle. There's no say in the matter. And Complexity are moving in fast. Is he going to survive? Yeah, he does get back up into the site. They slow it down for a moment. And in doing so, Electronic is still alive.
But now, Flash coming through, and he gets dinked. Goosh down to 6. A repeat could just be the end of his life. He's going to tuck in at Gandalf instead. Hippity-hoppity into the site for Config, rather. Simple dinked as well. This has not gone well for Na'Vi. Grenade is good. It won't kill anyone, though. Simple. Oh, tapped out by Config. That's a good start. Are they ready for Electronic? He's still out on an island, on a limb in the corner. And they're not even considering it. He could peek in for a freebie right now. No one's even looking.
No one's even thinking about it.
Yeah,
it's the last thing on their mind. Now we get this swing out of Electronic, but he's made his presence known. He's given them a little head start. Flamey in with 1, in with 2. Over at long, Rush is still holding on. BlameF is here to help out, and they're tapping down these players in the site. It's Electronic, low HP, and he can't get past them. Rush will keep that round belonging to Cole. 10 on the board, double digits secured, and for Na'Vi, they're all out of dough.
Yeah, that sucks for Flamey. That's his best round yet in the game, right? Like, he had a 3K on long on anti-eco, but not getting any RWS for that one, I can tell you that much. It's a lost round for Na'Vi. So the retake never happens. Yeah, that's sad for Electronic. You understand why he's not peeking. They could be considering his position, but as soon as he peeks is when they're already tucked in cover. Simple tag by Poison Scout. Uh-oh, things are getting worse here for Na'Vi. Flash out long Config. Blinded, just gets behind the bin, but the grenade can finish the job, and it gets him on 5. Config surely won't survive, and the P250s do net a double kill at this long position. Okay. Guns gifted, AKs handed over, and now 2 rifles in the hands of Na'Vi means this round is no longer a questionable one.
Yeah, now it's scary for Complexity. Now they're moving into uncharted waters. They get out into middle. They try to take this control away. Perfecto is rotated in with one of these AKs.
Oh,
double Molotov.
Yeah.
Simple just dies to it. Straight up, burnt to a crisp. Flamey with the missed shots. Jump shot by the MAC-10. How?
What's happening?
How has this just happened? It went from a 5-on-5, the game we know and love. Everyone's up at a 5v5. Ooh, look, ooh, 5 on either side.
That's fair.
And then you get 2 like little P250 little whippersnappers out through long. Right, that's fine. Things get a little bit worrying. 3-on-5, and you're like, ooh. Then in the blink of an eye, all these kills come through. They burn out Simple. They split into the B site. That's unreal.
Yeah,
Complexity. Moving on to 11.
It was a perfect call, right? Like you just saw numbers at long. You know there were at least 2 players there. It's unlikely the Na'Vi have just left Cat open, so they've got 3A. The maths checks out. Solo B for Flamey. Cole just avoid it. They double molly CT. Certainly not what Simple wanted, right? Getting boosted, can't escape. 2 mollies, twice the damage. Makes sense, right? So a freebie for Cole. They do react very quickly, very well. They don't let Na'Vi rotate out of that, despite having all the weaponry at long. They had better guns than Cole in that round. At least after winning the P250 fights. And okay, the guns get saved. Na'Vi still have another opportunity, but it's reliant on Boomich and Perfecto. Boomich, of which, has 3 kills right now. Flamey may have started slow, but Boomich was in the same vein. Poison looking for cross shots, won't connect this time. And Cole set out for a default in this round again. Taking it nice and slow, nice and easy. And seeing where these guns are found for Na'Vi. Perfecto inside of B, Boomich moving around on that A site. And he can actually run right back to CT to maybe get another boost up with Electronic. Could stop the mid to B. Cole are hinting towards it by clearing out closed doors with a molly, but that position could get replaced as players push in. Nice start for Boomich. Gets out of dodge. Poison posted with a scout, won't get the trade. And Na'Vi, they just concede the position. They just back on out. Look at this. 2 back to the A site, 2 entrenched in B. Cole will still be splitting B, but Perfecto, who has the gun, is here to play, here to stay. Damage done, but Dink received, and Boomich 2 through the smoke. He goes in for a 3rd. How has he done that? The Galil will do it all. Forget the AK. And now the Galil needs to save the day. For JKS, he's got a double. This is upside down, inside out. And he's stuck inside the smoke, but the scout should be able to close. Cross does come in, but the bomb under control of Na'Vi.
Yeah, with them having the bomb, it would be more impressive to lose this round than to win it at this point. JKS trying to do whatever he can, but there it is, locked in by Na'Vi. All right, they win it out there. They win it out right there and then. Look at this from Boomich. You love what we get out of him here. This is the Boomich we all want to see a little bit more of.
Great transfer.
Couldn't ask for more.
Ah, Na'Vi and Galils, dude. Different breed. And yeah, like having these players step up, Flame you with a 3K in the pistol, albeit lost, and Boomich with a big round there. That's going to inspire some hope, give you some confidence at the comeback if you're Na'Vi. As well as that, money for Cole in the dumpster. 1 AK. I mean, Na'Vi have more than that, and they're on the CT side. Oh, the contact play. Boomich goes back for it, but is he really ready for 3 players to pop round the corner? Flash goes in, Boomich blinded, and they make their way to the site. Na'Vi are fully retake right now. Simple is domed straight out by that Galil. Molly is going to delay the plant, but time is not the issue. The kills could be. Config getting aggressive with another, and a 4v3. Na'Vi are trapped down in the spawn. The kit on Flamey up on Cat. If he dies, the round is done.
Yeah, Config is in some kind of danger here. Flamey waiting on the other side. Well, never mind. Never mind. Config looks danger dead in the face and then asks for more, throwing himself in to fight after fight, taking that round for Cole and now moving them up onto 12. Now, this is where things are starting to get a little bit worrying for me, Hugo. I share, I don't know your thoughts on this, but you know, like with the map pool the way it is, the analysts, they kind of said, like, if Na'Vi were going to win this, it needs to be across 3 maps, or at least that's how it's looking by the numbers. How do you feel if they lose their map pick, though? Yeah. Suddenly, all that confidence is hinging on Na'Vi showing up on a comfort pick for Cole.
Yeah, I mean, if this game continues as it is right now to start this CT side, then yeah, how much faith can you really have? Simple's AWP, though, can be the faith bringer, giving us the gift. Oh, Rush, he's so blind. Yeah, Boomich gets out there with a flash from Simple, gets the kill, but he's still standing back at Car. Poison with a scout. Double B, Na'Vi entrenched, Electronic aggressive, and he's double peeked. It's JKS to get that kill. Now Simple, now he's screwed. He's getting lurked out on long as well. Almost had a collat there on his plate, but Poison with a quick shot, traded to the rifle, and now it's Na'Vi pushed back out of the bomb site. Cole getting a great T-side out of them, great timings. It didn't matter, but they were just, if Simple didn't die to poison, he was dead to long less than a second later. Cole on the minimap were coming round that corner and Simple was out, trapped in the open.
Obviously, there's still time for this matchup to turn around. For Na'Vi, they look really good, but I don't think anyone should be looking at this 13-7 thinking that this is like a sob story for Na'Vi. If anything, I'm really loving this Cole that we're getting to see. Like, you know, especially after last year and having to see this team play with stand-in after stand-in, right?
Yeah.
This really promising complexity lineup. And, you know, that stand-ins, by the way, bearing in mind the oboe drops and then Poisonous to take a break as well. It felt like this sick complexity project that a lot of people bought into and were like, yeah, man, like this is looking cool. They were really picking up steam. Then they hit that stand-in phase. It feels like all the progress they made, everything they worked for was like stripped away event by event, right? And we didn't get to see that team that we know and love. Well, this is exactly what we wanted to see. The ability to play off of one another right now is second to none. Na'Vi aren't even coming close. The stuff we're seeing out of Cole is all looking so calculated, so constructed. I'm loving everything that we're getting to witness right now.
Yeah, and JKS, who, you know, was farming in other regions as well, comes here. He has a bit of a mare to start the you know, journey with complexity, but right now looking good in the server, 13-9. He's had some good rounds, locking down those mid to Bs as well in the first half. So yeah, there's not any worrying signs for Cole in what we're seeing. Na'Vi have had some rounds snuck in past the keeper, but ultimately it's been Cole controlling this game throughout, from that 6-0 up to the 9-round half to now, where they've broken Na'Vi's money yet again, and the save is all that Na'Vi can muster here. 2 guns, and sure, they've done it before, but will they do it again?
Oh, they're looking to fight for long. The flashes, the utility, all of it is baiting engagements out of complexity. Rush trying to brave these waters at long, and there it is. Perfecto is going to beat him in the head-to-head. Rush hoping that if he throws enough at that problem, it would all go away, but in the end, it's gotten worse. Now a man down for Cole. Surely the double rifles aren't the recipe to success again for Na'Vi. Back out into long. Might try and get poisoned down into the pit. Boomich offers up that kill. Jiggle peeking for the info. And now the A-site's feeling the pressure. Perfecto rising to the occasion again. Has kept this round on the table for Na'Vi.
Smokes it down, they can cross. Perfecto's gotten himself back into the site. He's entrenched now. He's got to win this fight or it's going to get naughty. That's a bomb drop. And now Poison trapped back at the car, waiting for the fade. Player up close. He can kill Simple here. But will Flamey be able to keep this one under wraps if that does come through? Oh, it doesn't. Simple gets legged, but that does not matter. Hits the shot, gets a free AWP. But Na'Vi yet again, they just need 2 guns. That's all they need. The pressure to perform. The diamond in the rough. And out of nowhere, Perfecto with a massive round, as did Boomage on that one Galil round as well. So yeah, that's a great round out of Na'Vi, coming out of nowhere when you least expect it, and it's crunched Cole's money as well as giving Simple an AWP. If there were ever going to be a comeback, it would be off the back of that one round, but Cole want to speed up the pace a little bit. JK.
No, it's JKS actually,
sorry.
mate.
Sorry.
It's all good.
I think they just expected the util to come in there, so don't want to just explode. But Na'Vi are scratching their heads wondering, why is it so quiet? Well, it's not going to stay that way for long.
Yeah, Flamey and Perfecto have got to do a hell of a lot here. The flash is blinding Flamey. So once again, Perfecto, the man in the hot seat, but this time can't really offer much up. The B site's lost. This might just be a save right away for Na'Vi.
Yeah, 3 guns. Maybe lose one of them, save 2, win next round, right? That's how that works. But yeah, that's not what Na'Vi had in mind at all. A nice little B crunch for Cole. And you could see Na'Vi piece it together, right? They had 2 players in CT looking for those picks. If Cole peeked window, that would have bought Na'Vi a ticket back into the round. So it's very safe that despite grabbing those guns and feeling it, they just tuck in. And that forces Na'Vi's hand to get out of there alive. Like Na'Vi realized this is very quiet. They're probably grouped 5B right now. They're not up catwalk, so yeah, Cole suddenly explode. They get both entries, a 2-for-1 deal, and Simple needs to save this gun. And so he will. 14 found, and Cole on Na'Vi's map pick looked to make it a fairly quick and concise affair. Na'Vi can't afford to keep trading rounds. They just don't have the room.
Oh, we got a double AWP purchase here. Flamey, given that secondary AWP. This is something we see Na'Vi do a lot, and it's nice that they at least get to run it with some CT rounds still remaining, right? The exact amount still unknown. Would have been a shame if this double AWP never even got to play. So let's see if putting this AWP in Flamey's hands is enough of a difference maker, because he is about to get tested again. Flamey wasn't able to get anything done the first time around. Is the second time around any better? This AWP posted. Oh no, they're in. Flamey, the enemies are at the gate, and Rush might be blind, but he still gets the kill. That's wild.
He's running.
Yeah, running, blinded. Like 3 bullets dead. Flamey out the round.
Yeah.
That's a feels bad man moment for Flamey right there. Like,
surely they won't go be again.
Yeah, right. And not only that, like, not only has he just been rushed twice in a row, now giving over 15 as well. So, like, great way to get Flamey getting in his head, right?
Yeah, cheers to York, by the way.
On top of that, like, the way he dies is just bonkers.
Dear, oh dear. Bad to worse. From standing to a hearse. It's 15 for complexity, and Na'Vi's map pick slipping by the wayside right now. Are you really going to run boost into lower? No, they're just holding for a higher up angle, catching someone on the stairs. But yeah, if you want all your guns next round, you got to save all your guns. So Na'Vi can't even look into that round. They can't even consider it. At least last time they had 2 in B, and so, you know, it gave them the temptation. They went 2 for 1 down. It's not a great trade, but it's enough that if you get given a kill by an aggressive Cole player in a post plant, you can retake it. Well, this one, you know, nothing in comparison. Flamey's not even in cover. He's that blind. He's out in the open. And Rush running, jumping, shooting, spraying, blinding, and killing. 5 bullets he fired, by the way. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Only need to hit 1.
They at least have the money to put another AWP in Flamey's hands, but the worrying part for me now is with Cole hitting this B site fast. Na'Vi, you know, after having it happen 2 rounds in a row against them, is surely going to play an extra player towards this B site. And you can see Perfecto's been dispatched to that side of the map now to keep an eye on it.
Good start, though. Poison gone out of the round. No flash up cat. Simple was ready. And Flamey has now entrenched himself in B yet again. He was watching for the mid to B, but with Na'Vi in a 5-on-4 and with, you know, lots of control, they don't need to give Cole away back in. They can force him to commit. And out long, we may have that. Boomage. Oh, he sees the smokes. It's a wall down. I like it from Cole, right? They've really got some tricks up their sleeve to show. Getting players into the pit. Boomage is going through. Rush turns back on a dive, and he deals with Boomage. Not happening. Not now, not ever. And 4-on-4. Now Cole can really start to throw the mind games in, the wrap back. You can walk through T-spawn, look at the ground, end up B. It's worked well for you already. They're moving out mid though. Flamey spotted them, so he at least knows this is not a long commitment. He's calling for help. Perfecto dragged away from that A bomb site, but if they get the smoke in now, he's trapped on the wrong side of it.
Ooh. Oh, they're actually going up cat in towards A. Na'Vi, this is exactly what they were hoping for, right? This A-site take leaves you running into a terrifying triple stack. Yeah, you deal with Electronic, but Perfecto and Simple is still, well, just Simple. Simple's still here at least, and he's in with the first. Down to the 1v1. It's Flamey, bottom of the board right now for Na'Vi versus Config on the other side to decide if Na'Vi can keep Dust 2 alive. Simple entrusted him with this secondary AWP. Well, now he's got to show us why. Down in CT, Flamey waits. Config right up above him. Tucking himself into Gandalf as well and just playing around this bomb with a Molotov still in play and no smoke on Flamey. It's important that he gets up into this site and baits out that utility quickly, or else that could decide the outcome of this game. Flamey in the site now, but Config just swings it dry and locks in this first map for Cole. Now 1-0 up in the series. Now you get scared for Na'Vi. They need to step it up, or else their journey might be drawing to an unfortunate end.
Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, game on. With 300 days of beautiful sunshine across the calendar year, it's the ideal location to take a load off, relax, and enjoy. Our World Heritage and UNESCO sites showcase the oldest megalithic temples in Europe, the breathtaking capital of Valletta, the silent city of Medina, and so much more. It's gamification in real life. Everything about Malta, namely its architecture, local village feasts, basilicas, entertainment scene, and multiple iconic film sets, make it truly unique. And with a vibrant video game studio ecosystem, major iGaming companies, tech startups, and esports companies hosted across the island, coupled with a passion for innovation, Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, home of gaming excellence.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight to be go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls, faith in God. They never come around.
Rush, I want you to think back in time to young Rush, little William, and tell me about the CS player, I guess, that first made you sit up and take notice of what was possible in the pro scene.
When I first started playing, there definitely were some NA players that I looked up to. Like, I think Dazed was one of them. I think he was a big, like, mentor for me, actually. Like, he always gets memed about, like, Glocks and, like, being a rager in 10-mans, but I think he helped me grow into the player I am because I was willing to learn under him. I think, yeah, him and, like, other players, the 10-mans really helped me grow as a player in my early days.
Did he have any epic moments that you can remember at an event, or do you think the reason that he's kind of inspiration for you is more of a personal thing?
I think there was one moment that, maybe like a individual moment, but I think they beat Titan at ESEA LAN finals. I want to say season 17 or something like that. And that was really like cool to see because back then NA teams kind of got slammed by every European team always. And I think they beat Titan in a best of 3 or best of 5, and that was really cool to see. But I think generally speaking, the reason I put Daze as my player is because, like I said, he really helped me like grow as a player. Even though I never really played in a team with him, I always played with him in outside of practice in like fun scrims, pugs, rank S, 10-mans, and I think that I always was happy when I played with him because he would like direct me and help me a lot. And yeah, so thanks, Daze. Do
you have any similarities in your playstyle?
I think, yeah, I think we're similar on CT sides. I think we're very like passive, but we also are willing to take risks at mid-round. And I think like he's more of a rotation player and I'm more of an anchor these days. But I think that I definitely took notes from the way you played CT because he's not like a hyper aggro player, but he will take information when he needs to. And then like say like someone dies on the other side of the map, he's the guy who's gonna like, okay, we have to re-aggress on our side to make up for that, you know, type of thing. So.
And I guess what's the main thing that he taught you? Was it a communication thing? Did he teach you anything about taking those risks?
I think comms and this teamwork are what the main things he taught me. He didn't teach me individual skill or like how to spray control or like flashing right or smoking right. That's things you learn on your own, I think. He taught me how to play within a team and within a system and not go on your own and do your own thing. He was all about a system on the CT side especially. And if you play within that system, yeah, you're gonna be solid.
Nice. Guys.
Good shit, boys.
I'm gonna go get a couple.
Nice. Well, for complexity at least, we get to go on a little bit further in the series. Dust 2 done. Mirage on the horizon. Nuke, maybe, just maybe, depending what Navi we get. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Season 13, everybody. It's well past regulation in terms of the regular season, the groups. We're now in the playoffs. And we're going to eliminate one of these teams at the end of this series. So I've got Yanko and Gasad here with me to help you all digest it and understand it a little bit easier. Where do we start to place the blame in this one, fellas?
I don't know about like blame strictly, right? Like obviously Flamey had a bit of a quiet game. I think it's again like more of the Navi we saw from the group stages. You know, this time didn't even win. You know, we said that they were the second at winning pistols through all the group stages where, well, here they couldn't even do that. They were off to another slow start in the first half on their T side. You know, Complexity got off to a 6-0 lead straight off the bat.
Yeah, wild stuff, Saad.
Quick 5-0, both pistols lost, and then in the second half you get into this like seesaw kind of thing where they 1-for-1 rounds. That doesn't really do good for you if you're like down on the scoreboard, you know. And then against Simple had a quiet. He didn't have any explosive rounds, nothing too crazy to turn the momentum towards Navi, and. I think the problem was also, you see, right, like the Boomage 4K where they win the, you know, kind of eco with the saved guns that they've had. You thought this is going to spark Navi, right? Now they're going to start coming back. But what happens after that, Complexity just takes long. And we saw, for example, that whole Ents VP game. You saw how VP, whenever they would give long to their opponents, there was always a plan behind it, right? There's always a one-way smoke being played around in the side. There's always support with the flashes. There's always like all kinds of different stuff happening where, you know, Navi had to give up long because they were boosting someone like short as well, and then there was no solution after that, even with Complexity not having too many nades. And they struggled on B as well against those pops towards the end. Like, I think Complexity did like a couple of B pops that kind of...
Yeah, we have that right here. I'll show you why. It's like, it's also interesting, a bit different than what we've had with, you know, this time they have 5 guys in tunnels. Usually it's a 4-1 setup, and also how you're going to help Rush get entry kills as your entry fragger, right? He's going to go straight towards door. So you'll see soon there's a bunch of flashes coming in, but important to note, there's one flash that pops here, the opening flash. The rest of them are going here to the, well, left, if you look at it that way, and over the side, meaning they're all going to pop behind the Rush, allowing him to keep rushing, basically, and he gets the kill first on Flamey. He creates enough space with the second kill that allows Conflict to get the trade. And that's it. That's pretty much round over. At this point, you know, Navi doesn't even want to go for it. They're just saving in a 3v4. And that's all it took, right? Like, it's a very simple, just chain flashing, right? The important thing is creating space so that you can get the trades. And also, basically the best way to win after this, like, initial push, if you're CT, is a fast retake, right? To just keep flashing behind your teammates if they're still alive in the side. That's your best chance to do the retake. If they position themselves like they did in a 4v3, like, you don't have really a strong chance of retaking that.
No cushion to fall back on, whereas you can work with the utility if you have it.
And they did that 2 rounds in a row as well. This is round 23, actually. That's when Flamey was in the side with the op. Again, there's nothing he can do there. He's going to get blinded. He's going to get mollied out, and just, you know, wish Ents had that round.
Yeah, I mean, Ents, you know, I think they have enough to think about for Dust 2 at least. That was Rush and some of the stats. He was tearing it up all over Dust 2, but now that Dust 2's over, he's got to do the same thing on Mirage. Now, we were on Navi's map pick, of Dust 2. So now we flip it over. Kassad, does it get any easier?
No, for Navi, not at all. I mean, Mirage is one of the favorite maps for Complexity. Their defaults are pretty good. They have like super good strats, like a contact place after defaults. They can mix it up.
Blame lurking.
Yeah, blame lurking all over the place. And I know Justin JKS has always been good on Mirage, especially on CT side, and on T side he can cause a lot of problems, being the guy on the extremities, and it's a lot of problems for Navi coming into this.
It coming in instead of Flamey, though.
That can be a positive thing.
Might give them a boost in the fragging department.
Yeah, because it was definitely a little bit lacking as we started to take a look at Dust 2. But Dust 2's done now. We're looking at Mirage, and there ain't no kidding about. Navi on the brink of elimination. We'll go to a break. We'll come right back.
Ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, first of all, we started a great year. We won the Blast. Then we lost to Gambit, the team that won event. And after this, we are not out of Pro League yet, and I'm not saying that we are played better. We're still in playoffs, and we can still win the tournament. So we'll talk after the tournament.
Been a long way since day one. I came to hit but never run. I would take on anyone. I got a feeling that it's just begun. It's my I got a feeling that it's just begun. It's my I got a feeling that it's just begun. Can you hear me? I think I'm still alive. High up in the clouds, and I'm never gonna come back, never gonna come back down. I won't hesitate. I will never fall behind. Spare me.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
All right, play the music. Let's get it. Navi taking on Cold. Second map, Mirage. Complexity 1-0 up right now after taking Dust 2. And Navi, well, they were in bits. And And now he's in the server too, fighting alongside them.
Nice. Yeah, good tie-in. He's been here all Pro League long, right? Subbing in for more and more maps, getting into more and more cool moments with Na'Vi. But this might not be a cool moment. This might be them getting eliminated from the tournament if Na'Vi don't pick things up here. Cole, their map pick, they're feeling good. Dust 2 was one-sided as can be. And now Mirage, they're wondering if it's free. We've got Util over that A site. Blame with the smokes. Rush, same story, is a long way away with the bomb. And we've got JKS crawling through Palace, taking his time. He hasn't been spotted by Boomich's aggression. Oh, Dink on B, Bit getting out of there. Meanwhile, Na'Vi take middle, or Cole rather take mid with the window smoke and one towards jungle. They're going to run up connector. Electronic trying to piece this one together. He's about to realize a lot on his plate. He's got the first, traded out though, and now JKS on Palace that he never knew about. With 2 players in A side, they've got to clear them, and they do with ease. Double kill in an instant, and there's more where that came from. Only Bit, who is dinked in B a long while ago, and Cole. I love that split. It's lovely. It's easy. Na'Vi had no idea what's coming until it's already too late. Honestly, Na'Vi had like great positions to deal with that round. They had perfect positions. Player on the player backside, Electronic covering Con. No mid control, sure. That's a bit of a surprise, but Electronic at least gets 1 for 1. And it's the lurk out Palace for JKS, the position that in Boomich's head was clear. He'd already peeked in, and he had no idea. It all comes crumbling down.
Yeah, we got this little force buy. We all love a force buy. I want it to find something. I want something cool. Simple. Can you give us something cool? That tagged. All right. That's kind of cool. But it was like 27 damage, so... Yeah. Would have been cooler if it was the kill. Imagine if it was, though.
I won't.
Look at this little ramp push coming in from Na'Vi as well.
You can't make me.
They're creeping in. It's a creepy round. Rush. Oh, not ready for 2. Boomich gonna beat him with the CZ. Now a man down. We've seen these rounds spiral out of control for Cole in the past. It wouldn't be unheard of.
Na'Vi have 2 guns? Oh, that's their bread and butter.
Oh, simple. Has to finish the job that he tried to start earlier in mid, but instead, Poison beats him right away. And so this B site crumbles. Any danger that this round represented is kind of out the window with that. Anticipating it might just be a save here out of Na'Vi. if JKS lets him, that is. If he lets him, that is. Oh.
Yeah. Just trying to get away with this Galil, right? Have a chance to win that follow-up round, maybe on what would be a full eco for Na'Vi if they lost everything here. Started so well, didn't it? But then Cole, again, avoid this setup. They go B. Similar to how one of those rounds on Dust 2 went out, where Cole go out long, they lose both players, and then they just fast mid to B, and there's no one there. There's only one man to stop them, and it was Flame who got overwhelmed. Kind of a similar situation here. Na'Vi just out-positioned, outmaneuvered, and Cole finding a second. Can trade over those pistols, drop this and that to the other, but by and large, it's looking like a Cole 3rd round. I don't want to jinx it. We have seen the solo rifle, the double rifle rounds do something crazy for Na'Vi, but this is really not a map where that should be as easily done. Rush, oh yeah, I was going to say, is he playing Glock armor? Harry, you like the USP armor. Glock armor, probably a bridge too far.
What, Glock armor? Yeah, that one's a little more unheard of.
Seen Flusher try it.
Ooh, they're just waiting. Ooh, lordy, they're waiting. It's only this USP ramp. Boomich is more like a living, breathing decoy at this point in time, right? He's only got this USP. His whole job is just to like draw the attention in, try and let these rifles, these pistols get away with a little more damage. Blame F and Electronic are having a weird moment over here in middle.
2 guns.
They skirt past each other, and Boomich, he was meant to be the decoy. But instead, He's gotten himself a double kill with the USP, leaving it all on Poison, who has retrieved the AK, yes, but is getting pressured by Simple and Electronic. 2v1. They win that one out. Na'Vi get it done. And like we all expected, Boomich with the USP. You don't mess with him.
He's asking for some respect on his name, Harry. How dare you call him a decoy? How dare you?
And if you ever needed like more proof that the caster's curse is a very, very real thing, there it is. Like Boomich, double USP kill.
Like we all expected. Yeah, running through the ramp smoke, it was fading. Even so, it's optimistic for Cole. There was no flash on the close side, so Boomich just given free reign. But even then, that is a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, Electronic pushed mid. He killed a player up. I think it was Blame F up Cat. And then he dropped the Galil back and grabbed the other gun. So him and Simple were just armed immediately as well. So even if Boomich didn't get away with a double there, like that still could have been a very easy round for Na'Vi. They just love it when they don't have the weaponry. I don't know what changes. But they're winning more rounds with less than they are with more. Will this be their undoing now as everything is available? The AWP on Simple, 4 rifles, and remaining cognizant that they don't have that mid info. Electronic is creeping through the spawn, keeping his eyes on the vent. Cole moved down mid. Poison with only a PC-50. Poor guy. Doesn't want to lose the bomb either. Simple's waiting for that fade on the smoke. There's lots of players towards connector right now. 2 CTs plus Simple back in the site. He's going to get split from the ramp, so he needs this cover to be perfect here. Flash comes through. Simple repositions. The flash is good. Config sprays, but so do Boomich and Electronic. Simple with the miss shot going back in. Blame F needs the mid kill, and he has it, but there's more players in con. And Rush gets so deep before Simple takes him down. It's too late. He finds Boomich. Now Simple trapped, but he's at least going to be able to drop one more. Blame F, 20 seconds to do it. The bomb is loose, and he's not being given the second kill. He never saw Perfecto.
Oh, and Blame F is just saving. Just migrating away. That's it. No option for him there. It's a nice try from Cole. Like, admittedly, they made that round closer than it looked like it was going to be. But sadly, you know, that double con setup with the flash that Simple provided. Simple might have only got 2 kills in that round, but he really is like a difference maker there, right? He gets the 2 that get out through ramp. Yeah, okay, Boomich dies because like Rush gets a little deeper than maybe they were ready for him to get. Doesn't matter. You still get all the kills you had to get if you're Simple, and you set up your 2 teammates to open up that round, taking a huge advantage and a lot of ground away from Complexity as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a rough one for Cole.
Yeah, Rush thinks the same. Yeah, and it looked like a read for Na'Vi, right? They gave up middle. They knew that Cole were going to be able to fast cap, fast con, and they were so set up for the con split, which is really what Cole have been doing every round, right? Just con splitting. Blame, is it an early or is it a late play? He's got the AK at B. Na'Vi, 3 players here. All the Glocks filtering out Palace. Blame could lurk out, but it's likely that Na'Vi will just chew up Cole in this round. Boomich, you'd imagine he wouldn't kill all 4. Should be eventually overwhelmed, but depends on whether Electronic can help him out from the stairs side. Smoke on the Palace. But it's not really a deterrent. If Cole wanted to go, they would just jump out. And Blame F, who was unable to get a B pick as Na'Vi go for more info and check the apartments. Now Blame's come all the way back. So the info's there. Simple might even pre-rotate out of the site. And even though Cole only have 1 man inside of A, this round surely can't be a lost one.
Yeah, surely, right? Yeah, surely it's all fine. There it is. Yeah. The rotations are good. Electronic takes 3 out of the round. And Na'Vi are up in the lead at 3-2. But now the easy streak is officially over. Right, you've got to worry about the big guns coming back out for Cole. I mean, I've seen bigger guns in my time. Right, Blame F taking a Mac 10. Small gun for a big man.
Yeah. Obviously a little broken from that save still. And is it just a fast B execute for Cole? They're setting up towards apartments quick. Simple with a cat jump does make it across. And that's a nice start. Config killed in middle. Cole wanted to go for B.
See, the thought of like Blame F's huge hulking arms holding a little tiny weapon is funny to me. Maybe it's funny to you. Just imagine it. Here's the push into B. They try to go through the smokes again. They try to brave this smoke wall in the B site, and they do get in. Will they get this bomb planted? Right now, Perfecto is still a problem. Just trying to buy time, and the rest of his teammates tucked in the market now might be able to help him out. They lose 2 in the blink of an eye, and this is left even odds up through short. Boomich is sneaking. Bomb's planted in a bit of a weird spot here. They need one of these gunfights to come in, and Boomich is pretty scary on this wrap. He might have a freebie here, and indeed he does. He collects both kills from the short side. So Boomich locks that round in. Na'Vi up onto 4. Perfecto definitely deserves an honorable mention there as well for staying alive so long, for not letting that bomb go down right away.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot more out of Na'Vi already, right? I think some of that is coming off of, Simple's freedom on this map, right? You can play this one. If you give up middle, you can easily play it to have, 4 site players, and then just that float player, right? And have Simple just go wherever he wants, wherever the action is, running around, finding his fight, triple stacking B, back in CT on A, playing very safe positions, but ones you can find extreme value from and deny those bomb plants. So, yeah, we're seeing that. He's going to go back to middle, dropping the molly in window, trying to put a smoke off. But nowadays we do see more variances of T-side smokes that land in window that will fully bloom, no matter whether the Molotov is thrown or not. So not in this round. But Cole taking their time again. Config gets out mid alive this time. This might just be a repeat of the previous round, but with Config playing it a little safer, right? Not wanting to get picked by the AWP early that is now in the B bomb site. So Config's room to strike is granted rather. So he'll move up catwalk, but Molly comes down, deters him yet again. Cole throw their nades into B, and here they come.
Yeah, the read was just too good for Na'Vi. There's so many players in the right place, and they all strike in tandem. Config knows he's walking into a lost round, and so he will just back out of it. Na'Vi up onto 5.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we can say right now, it's like Na'Vi know exactly what Cole are doing, right? Like that connected crunch that we saw, Na'Vi had 3 players with their eyes on Con. Both B plays for Cole in these last 2 rounds. Na'Vi have had 3 players in B, like absolutely perfect reads. So that's not going to bode well for Cole in the T side. They need to switch things up, try and stay fresh. Config, can he get away with this one? 20 seconds. They're on cat, they're in con. If they get impatient, they can push him. But it feels like he'll live to fight another day. A hero AK in a follow-up round. But ultimately, it's still a lost round. It's still no money for Cole. And Boomich is coming in to punish, but he won't get there in time.
Yeah, there were some nice little details there. I think it was, I didn't catch who threw it. Might have been Bit. One of these short players throws a smoke that lands in con, right? Gives the players in A an opportunity to peek over the top. That denies Config any kind of short wrap. And also, he was making his way up through cat when that smoke comes in. Obviously, in tandem with that entire play complexity, he'd throw in some fake smokes over in A. I think they were hoping that con smoke was like the reactionary play to those A smokes coming in, right? Trying to deny the con control. So Config ends up like waiting in middle, right? For kills that are actually never arriving. The truth is, Na'Vi, they knew what was going on in that round, and they kind of duped you into taking the bait if you're complexity.
On top of that con smoke, there was a short molly as well. So Config doesn't want to just sit behind the Molotov, open to what is or could be a one-way in con, but also getting swung on cat. But really, that molly was just to let Na'Vi triple fight the B apartments, and they mow everyone down with no problem. So, a nice detail. Smoke does land, but there's a nice big gap for Simple to exploit. However, no kill being gifted. Cole playing it safely behind the boxes. Pressure on Config in this round if they want to win it. And again, just looking like they want to go back to B. Deep smoked out of this apartment. So Rush says no. He gets out of there for now. Blame smoking top con. Ooh,
kind of.
Ugly.
It is a bit of an ugly smoke, isn't it? You've seen better, but no one's exploiting that little gap. No one apart from Config, of course. And Na'Vi start to abandon this triple B. As this has happened, still looks like it's on the cards for Cole. They've run through the app smoke again, and much to the same results. Perfecto's in with the double. Missed shot from Simple, but recovery's in. It's all on Blame F again, this time a 1v3. Down into lower. I know, man, Complexity, it feels like so often this is the situation they are in. Like one guy left alive, playing for some damage, maybe playing for a save. I mean, this constant saving is kind of doing you in if you're Complexity. Like, so many of these rifle rounds have always had a caveat of like an SMG here and there. That kill has enticed Blame F to give this a look in at the short side. Na'Vi can win this to time. They're not in any danger. And with the bomb dropped in apartments, Blame F will decide to just save. So there it is.
Yeah, it's like we're seeing all these clutch situations for Cole, but none of them are winnable. Like all of them are with the bomb under Na'Vi control with that player left in mid. And what we have seen from Na'Vi already is not only the stacks that have been good, but complete lack of mid control, right? It's by design. They're not playing for it. And so Cole are given all this room, but they're not being able to really do anything with it. The util is stopping them from splitting. When they have gone towards connector, taking control of that middle area, it's been, you know, numbers for Na'Vi in the A site. And so what do you even do here if you call? You can go standard, right, try and throw an A execute, you can default. Maybe they should attempt some window boost at some point in this game because it's something that Na'Vi haven't really been looking at. They've been considering it, but it's not something that Cole know. Ooh, missed shot from the AWP. They get out of there alive, half HP, and the Deagle on config has said, you know, the damage done, the saves for Cole have cost them. Boomich on ramp close up. They're not in a hurry to rid him of his position. He'll get aggressive instead and rush, saves JKS, who was flashed out.
This is the first bit of good news you had if you're Complexity in a long while. Like, you're finally starting a round in a 5-on-4. And so they group back up in the apartments, but the bomb is over here in middle on the back of config, so maybe a B split on the cards here. Perfecto's pushed into the apartments, and Na'Vi, once again, seemingly with the read, have rotated 2 players around to fill out this B bomb site. This is a very deadly spot to go running into if you're Cole. And so once again, they try to brave the apartments. They lose pretty much everyone at short side, and with it, the bomb as well. So this now becomes a recovery mission for Complexity. The bomb loose over at short, and still in B, still waiting, is Electronic. They don't know about him. No one's even considering it, but he's whiffed the spray. That gives Poison a second chance. A shot at redemption into Simple. Just the AWP left alive at Cap. Blame F on the other side, and finally given a clutch to attempt. Very little time. He needs the bomb. He needs this kill, one or the other, and he's creeping up on Simple, who's just waiting, jumping around, baiting the shots. Time is the problem, and Simple swings to lock it in. The clutch goes in favor of Na'Vi, and they're up onto 7.
You felt like surely Blame had that, right? He got the pre-fire. Simple's jumping around. He's done damage, and Simple is not missing a beat right now. Very fast shot. Let's Blame get the bomb, entices him to walk backwards, and that's the fight the Simple wants. Very, very good. And again, Na'Vi just with everyone at B, like they've never been caught out of position. They've never not had numbers in the right place. There's nothing to rely on here if you're Cole. Bomb getting dropped, right? And the sad part about that is if the bomb was in apartments, that's probably their round. But every time they've taken it apps, they've got mauled in the apartments. They've had 3 players of Na'Vi in the site watching them. So they try and switch it up. They try and send the bomb in through the other route, and it's to the same result. Na'Vi 7-2 up. And for the first time in a while, even looking into middle, even keeping their eyes on it, with that re-smoke from Bit up on short, Electronic is safe for now. And him and Simple again playing side by side towards the jungle side as Carl set up in the palace with the bomb. And they're trying to wait for this util to dissipate before they commit. Config going to drop that flash. Now the A split coming in. Still a re-smoke and a molly as well. Na'Vi throwing utility right in. Simple gets an opener and he's going to follow up as well. Bomb is loose on the site. Player on top of the stairs. Simple, no problem to flick back up. And now it's all Poison again. Another difficult clutch with no bomb, but he has found Simple to start.
Yeah, never meant to be easy, never gonna be easy. Oh, but he's isolating these fights well. Poison, the third man, sprays him down and keeps it alive for Na'Vi, who are on to 8. Complexity are getting run over on the T side of their map pick. No contest. So many of these rounds left in impossible clutches. And with Simple making plays like this happen, it does leave you wondering. Do Na'Vi still have fight in them yet?
Oh, Simple certainly does. He doesn't want to get, eliminated in the first round here. 14-3, can barely blame him. Putting his heart in the game. They got to keep it up, right? Cole with a pause, trying to bite back in. And if they recover with, decent half, again, it can come down to that question of whether the T side of Na'Vi is up to stuff. But for now, the CT side, hey, that might decide how this game's going, right? We have another low economy round for Complexity. We have Na'Vi, look at this streak, 8 in a row right now. No room back in. No clutches for Cole. It's got to feel good to be Na'Vi right now, but will that remain forever? Simple now peeking connector with the orb. With only Deagles for Cole, their options are limited.
I just don't understand how in like the space of 2 maps, you can have the Na'Vi we just had on Dust, where they're getting kind of blown out the water, never even really in it. So now suddenly this, and also like the calls from Boomich have been perfect. I don't think you could have played this CT side better yet. Like every single push that Cole have been committed to has been into the stacked site, through smokes, through utility, and that has been a reoccurring thing.
Well, that's one thing that Na'Vi have said in interviews. They've even mentioned electronic calling on this map, right? Obviously, we don't know, who's reading into the stacks, who's reading into the rotates, if that is electronic or Boomich. But if it is electronic, damn, dude, going pretty well right now. Boomich just off the leash. Loose and doing everything. 3 in the round, finally traded, but this is a good position for Cole to be in. They managed to get another as well. Perfecto degged out. Bit, welcome to the series, welcome to the server, but can you show us why you're here? 1v2, Molly down, the spray is good, but it's only damage, and Poison's gonna get that kill. So Cole sneak around past the keeper. They steal a deco. And that's a start of a recovery, right? They needed that one. And even after 8 rounds in a row, this is so CT money, isn't it? Na'Vi, there were some close rounds. There were some, lost players. And now they're broke. Simple has enough for the AWP, but no one else, really. Only 2 players with enough to buy full. So right now, obviously Simple has been the means to an end in many of these rounds, but Cole have been given a very good opportunity to recover and still get what could be a 6-7 round half at the end of things, which would be absolutely fine. But yeah, I do wonder where the calls are coming from, who they're coming from, and what Na'Vi we have right now in comparison to, as you said, Dust 2, which was a completely different team. What do you think Flamey's doing right now, Harry?
Mate, Flamey, if I know Flamey like I think I know Flamey, he's sat back, he's still wearing the Na'Vi jersey.
Yeah.
He's cheering the boys on. He's got like a flag with Bit's face on it that he's waving around right now.
Cool.
He's very supportive, is Flamey. And I have no doubt he's happy that this is what Na'Vi are bringing to the table, 8-3 up. And not really showing signs of slowing down yet either.
Lost their first round since the opening 2. And will the money cost them here? We've got ping issues for Complexity.
Oh, also, I noticed this earlier. Boomich growing his hair out. Actually looks really quite nice on him. I like him with some long hair.
Nice.
Cutie strike. Gorgeous offensive.
Wow.
There we go. Oh, we do have some cuties though, man. Like you got the little hedgehog hair here. That's very, very sweet. I love that. Simple, just, what is this wolf? That's my favorite quote from him. That is my favorite quote out of Simple. What is this, Wolf? That's my exact feelings.
I think mine is, how do you lose this? How do you lose this?
That was another good one. We've had a couple of banging simple lines.
Yeah, he's full of them. Some great shots as well. Why is the AWP up in this round? Glass.
Glass AWP, that's risky.
But for a man that's 14-4,
you take them risks.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
Yeah, we're waiting for Poison to get back in.
Come on, Poison.
He wasn't the only one having issues.
Get it together. Hop in the server.
Look, we've got him here, and I'm happy with that. He can take all the time he needs, Harry. Get acclimatized. As long as you're playing the series, as long as we have Poison in Cole, then everything's going well. Not this T side, though.
Yeah, so not really everything.
Yeah, but give them time.
Really not.
Give them time. We've set this up for a Cole comeback.
Well, you know, the one thing I will say is, like, famously, the T sides, especially as of late, is where Na'Vi have felt like they've kind of hit some struggles, right? And that was showcased in a very big way as well back on Dust 2. So
yeah, if anything, it was more that CT side like than anything, but that was just coming off the back of some really nice calls out of Cole, like hitting B when they have one player there, like back-to-back B executes, and they didn't really need to show too much in that game either. So Dust 2 is a map where, like, you can just get kind of, it's similar to Inferno, but I'd say even more so, like, you can just get called out of spawn. Like, if you don't have the triple long and the T's take it, you're in a really rough spot if you don't have the utility to retake. Same thing with the B play where we saw Flamey get overwhelmed in back-to-back rounds. And this is not a map where that's going to be the case, right? You have far more options, far more chances to rotate out, to change your mind in the mid-round on this T side. So I hope Na'Vi do have a little bit more to show in that second half, as well as what we're already getting out, which is a pretty good game out of them. I don't know, it would have felt weird to just see Na'Vi get banged out, 2-0'd. We always talk about this team as the team to start slow, finish strong, you know, group stage, yeah, playoffs, well, that's when they really, you know, show up. But a little bit dangerous. Oh, while we've got one rush in the server, we also have another Rushly behind the screens here with a pro tip. So let's check that out and see what he's got to show us today.
Hey Future Pros, we have another execute for you and your friends to learn. This execute will help when you are taking the B site on Mirage. For this setup, you will need at least 3 Future Pros and 3 smokes and optionally a bunch of flashes. Let's break this down. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing one of the arch smokes. To do this, line yourself up with this corner of the cracked stone floor. Aim at the left side of this dark squarish smudge on the wall, then simply jump throw the smoke. Since you threw this from close to mid, I would recommend wrapping around cat to get to B or maybe holding off rotations in mid. Future Pro number 2, you will throw the other arch smoke. To do this, line up with the middle part of this window. Aim to the sky and position your crosshair so it is in the middle of the antenna and the overhang. Then throw the smoke normally. Future Pro number 3, you will be smoking off the window leading into the B side. To throw the smoke, get yourself into this corner. Aim at the corner of this large tower, then jump throw the smoke. Nice and easy. With all 3 of these smokes thrown, taking the B side should be much easier than it would be without them. To make this even easier on your team, get your players to lob as many flashes as possible over the top of B. And as always, good luck.
Back into a little pause. It's fine though, we got the music, and the music makes this pause feel as emotional as it is. Hugo, I think I got some fan fiction for us.
Yeah?
I think I do. So imagine this, right? Imagine. Everyone, imaginations at the ready.
Okay.
It's 2012, and for some reason, you find yourself at this cyber arena in Kiev. You're wondering, well, why am I here? Don't worry about that. You go in, you sit down, sat just next to you, right next to you, playing away. Looks like he's been there a while. Smells like he's been there a while. There's this 14-year-old kid, right? And he's just fragging out. And he tells you, he looks you in the eye, like, you know, you get a conversation going. He speaks your language, whatever that may be.
Okay.
And you're saying, like, yeah, man, so you're into CS, I take it. And the guy's like, yeah, well, cool. And You know, you play a few games together, this guy's telling you, yeah, man, I just play CS all the time. I want to make it big. Well, what do you know? A couple of years later, that guy, named Simple, joins a real big team, doesn't he? Starts to move up through the rankings. Look at him now. That one guy you met all those years ago, Hugo, in the cyber arena.
Yeah, that cyber arena is cool.
Now closed, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Little LAN cafe. No, that's cool. I remember when we used to go there in Kiev and we were cast out of there. And I spoke to some of the staff and they would say like, yeah, like all these guys who were like 14 years old, 15 years old, all these like Ukrainian guys would show up at the crack of dawn. You know, they'd finish. They'd finish school. They'd go do their homework. They'd get 2-3 hours sleep. They'd rock up 3 in the morning after a quick early 9 p.m. bedtime, and they'd play like 6 hours of whatever it be, CS, World of Tanks, Dota before school. Go to school. Repeat the cycle. For me, it's backwards. I gamed until the late hours. These guys started early. These guys were grinding from the morning.
That's one of the things I love so much about esports, though, man. It's just that, like, for so many people, like, video games, you know, they're our, like, form of escapism. You know, like, they're how we kind of chill out and we, like, do, or like, rage really hard if it's Counter-Strike. Like, you hate it, but you love it, and that's how it feels. And that's something I love is that, like, you know, we're all just a bunch of like little nerdy, sweaty gamers at the end of the day. And some of those people then go on to turn that into a fully fledged career, something that was originally, you know, like just born out of passion and a love for the game. Well, it goes on to be the entire thing in their life, and it is just beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. And Poison, you're beautiful as well, because he's back in the server, ladies and gents. Here he is. Not going away. One of those e-athletes that I'm talking about. He's back and ready to party.
Yeah, one of Bulgaria's best right now, and he needs to show us why. Because right now, Cole, down but not out, map up. And on their pick as well, a bit of a flat T-side right now. We're wondering who's doing the cooling here for Na'Vi. It's guess who? Is it Electronic? If it is, man, give this guy a raise. He's had every read, he's had every stack, and Na'Vi have had near about every round. Will that keep up? Because they win 8 in a row, they lose 1, and now look at them. Look at this buy. Org, AWP, and Broken otherwise. But we've seen Na'Vi do more with less, so don't count them out of this one. Cole, if they can win it, they can put Na'Vi on pistols, and suddenly an 8-7.5 is not out of the realms of possibility. Welcome back.
Yeah, so it's been a little while. This tech pause, right, kind of took the momentum out. If you guys have forgotten what's happened, don't worry. We're here to break it all down. Complexity, they just came in with that little deco win, right, immediately breaking the money of Na'Vi. Well, Na'Vi have decided they're going to go for broke. They force bought into this round, including a glass AWP on Simple. A lot of pressure on him to try and step up with this in a round such as this one. Na'Vi are stacked heavy towards B again. This has been something that they've nailed every single time they've made this call. Complexity have ended B and ran into the stack. Finally, though, Cole might bypass it altogether. As they take this mid control, they deal with Bit on Cat, already a man down for Na'Vi. And now mid control lost with Connector. Looking to be a bit of a focal point here for both teams.
Yeah, Simple pops Perfecto into the apartment, so he's got that info that now it's clear, and now Cole are going to crunch Connector. Boomish up close, they don't clear him, Rush dead. Boomish jumping, and he's going to get a double. That's great stuff for Boomish. Simple trapped, locked in the corner, trying to flash his way out, trying to survive the tide of T's coming his way, and even supported by one more player. Electronic helps him out, dropping the bomb, and this is falling apart for Complexity. Double for Electronic. Simple not needed, but he'll be here anyway, just in case JKS makes this one interesting. Need to move before that smoke fades, because then he's open to catwalk. Rush comes in, and the spam too. JKS kills Perfecto, but so low. 2 players, no time. JKS, he's not ready for Electronic. He tries to grab the bomb, and that was never going to happen. Electronic swings in for the trade. 3 kills from him. All it took was a CZ after all. How do pros make this gun look good? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's like pinpoint for these guys. And look, Electronic CZ delivers everything to Na'Vi. Now at triple the scoreline of that of Cole, and looking to run away with this first half.
Still broke.
Still broke, but still finding kills is Electronic. And it ends up being Blame F who's the broken man in this round.
Maybe broke, but Na'Vi here to fix it. Building back in. Like their name is Bob. It's JKS getting a kill out A. Simple back of CT. Been great in this position, and today is no change. Config picked off the stairs. Again, the bomb lost. That seems all too familiar territory here for Cole. Poison does get a cat kill. That at least gives him a little more room to work with towards the connector. Wally comes down. Smoke on top, and the wall bang for JKS is rid Simple in the round. Can the bomb cross? Oh, it might have to. Electronic denied. And this time, JKS is ready for that fight. Cole find a fourth. And despite Na'Vi coming in with another, I say force buy. It was there a one round in the prior, but losing 4 players in the process. Well, this time, finally, it slips by the wayside, and Cole are given a way back in. Oh, rebuying for Na'Vi. That's confident. I like it.
Yeah, nothing screams confidence like a man screaming confidence, but also a force buy. A Palace push as well for Na'Vi. They take this map control away immediately. Look at Boomich. Look at how aggressive he's gone. JKS will dome bit through the bottom of that smoke. And that's now enticed Cole into this A bomb site. Boomich pushing out of Palace, focusing his attention on ramp, is open to connector. And this doesn't look like it's been commed across. Doesn't matter because he's dead to ramp anyway. The A site belongs to Cole, and Na'Vi, who hedged their bets over towards B, are just going to be saving.
Yeah, exits would be nice here. You don't want to throw everyone at it, obviously, if you're Cole, but definitely look to take some of these guns away, or the armor at least, force the reinvestments. And Blame has done that. So Cole, yeah, ooh, bye-bye. But still looking for the 6th round half. It seems very attainable right now. They're going to try and stop that AK getting grabbed, but Electronic uses the smoke actually to his advantage. Doesn't really help out that much. It cuts off Poison. But 5th round for Cole. Baby steps back into this map. And Na'Vi, despite 8 rounds in a row, it's not plain sailing all the way to the finish line. And right here is the main reason that Na'Vi reforced into that round, right? 1,900 loss. It's not like you're full of money right now. Could have been a very similar buy to the previous round. Plus that AK. Double under? Blame, yeah, he was not ready for that speed, that pace. 2 players pushing up, and now 1 AK doubles. They keep going. Rush is waiting. The call was made, and he was ready for another. Deep smoke in B, thrown by Perfecto out of spawn, and that's going to tempt Rush away. He didn't know, but B was completely clear. Config's about to figure it out the hard way, getting taken down by Simple. Boomich spotted up the ladder, leg sticking out. That's info for Cole. They know they're walking into the stack, but they've at least dealt with 1 of 2. Do they know about the 3rd? They're about to. Perfecto waiting. You can already see that bomb is rotating out. Poison getting out of there as Rush gains more ground towards B. And Na'Vi have read this well. But if they are both spotted taking down Rush in this bomb site, well, they will arm Simple. They will also send that bomb rotating back out.
Oh, that's quick. That's disgusting.
This is awkward now.
And now the bomb does have to begin that journey back to A. Na'Vi, having already read this once, are they going to read it again? They send Perfecto back towards the A bomb site. This time, though, JKS isn't as deep as someone like Rush was into the B bomb site, right? He's still having to clear out ramp. He's still having to be slow on his approach. Simple's waiting at B. Perfecto has been entrusted with this A bomb site. Even getting 1 for 1 here would be lovely for Perfecto. He's got this 1 AK, this 1 rifle, but firing too soon and dead to JKS does leave it all on Simple with this Deeg. Rotating down to connector. Simple. Pretty tall order on his plate. Poison with the AWP, swings it wide and locks in 6 for Cole. Na'Vi up in the lead. 3 between them in complexity and trying to take us the distance, trying to take us to a 3rd. Can the Na'Vi squad get us there?
I think we initially took him in as mostly like on CT side like an anchor, and on T side like either like he's always like either been like lurking on T sides or been the last guy off the pack going in. So let's say we're going in 3 rifles, then he would be like the 3rd guy of that. Or if it's like maybe like more of a mid-round situation, then probably more like lurking on the other side of the map. So either one of those 2 always.
Oh, yes, Na'Vi up in the lead right now. Complexity right behind them. Right behind them.
Yeah.
Trying to slide in at the finish line.
Ooh, slippery.
Take it all away. But can they do it? Will they do it? Will Na'Vi let them do it? These are the questions we've got to answer. And this second half is going to be chock full of answers. Blame F, look at this aggression. He's running up in the top mid, and Boomich is on the receiving end of that USP push. JKS in with another in the meantime. And this pistol round has gotten off to a disastrous start for Na'Vi.
Yeah, great to see Cole not coming cold, right, to begin this half. They've cooked things up. And right now, boiling over in a 5-on-1 with not a point of damage taken. Oh dear, Electronic has no clue. I thought for a second maybe a knife, but instead Config just takes the kill while he's got it, right? It's not like Cole are in control of this game just yet, but that will certainly set them up to do so. Na'Vi can't really force, not an easy thing to justify in this position, considering we just had a pistol with no bomb plant, no kills. So PT50 on Electronic, and by and large, fully go here for Na'Vi. We'll let this CT side build and build some more. Simple's gone with a Deagle. And even though that will cost you in the future, it's a worthwhile investment for a man who's having a great game right now, 17-9. Oh, chunky nade. And Cole already feeling a lot better about this push deep towards B as well. 3 on that A site where Na'Vi are grouping.
Oh, poison. Oh, he's just waiting. He's just waiting. And yeah, patience gets rewarded. It's a virtue after all. There it is, the round locked in. Nice, clean. Pretty much everything we could have hoped for.
P250 splash. That's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
That's an opening case.
That's a nice little skin.
Bravo? What is that?
That is one of the older ones. I'm trying to think exactly which.
I feel like my head goes to Bravo. No, maybe, I don't know. It's old school. Remember the esports case?
Yeah, with like the death by Kitty in there, P90. That's a nice little skin right there.
Wow. Shout out skins one time. All the old ones.
And some of the new ones too.
Yeah, and maybe even some middle-aged ones.
Middle-aged skins. Yeah. Look at this. Aggression into the apartments. Cole really not afraid to bring the fight to Na'Vi. Already something we're noting on this CT side, right? So many of these rounds, they've been met by aggression. I say so many, we're 3 rounds in. Stop being dramatic. In one of these 3 rounds, they've been met by aggression. And now Cole are looking to do it again. Mid control taken by Na'Vi. Poison waiting in connector. Trying to strike a good timing here, but might be striking a deal with the devil himself on this peak in the mid. How has he survived? Yeah, I was going to say, the trade comes out.
Symbol's not going to be happy with that. There were 4 players in middle, and no one was covering it. I mean, Boomish was looking, but yeah, with the angle, the Poison gets away with Simple first. That really shouldn't be happening. Okay, player in the window being considered. Oh, and the spot, scope up, will let blame down as Perfecto picks up the kill. And now the B split comes in with Perfecto on a flank as well. There's no one in B. Rush is deep in apps right now. And Perfecto, instead of flanking, he's going to cut off rotates. B is free. Rush, 1 kill would do a lot here. And this position from Perfecto won't even count as Cole are coming right up from the catwalk and they molly off Rush. They read it so well.
Yeah, there is this temporary 3-on-2 though, because Perfecto's holding for rotations. These rotations are never going to arrive. Rush.
Oh, he got out.
Oh, he's down. He's in the site. Rush. Ooh, getting deeper. Now taken out by Boomich. There's the trade. Still waiting is Boomich at the truck. The time is becoming a problem. Perfecto back in from the CT position. And now just Config left to beat. He's only got a tag. Config getting the kill. And it's going to be very, very close, but he might have it. And there it is, Complexity. He gets off the bomb in the final, seconds to secure that kill and has enough time to defuse. That's a gnarly 1v1 from Config.
Really good stuff. I mean, for a second, that looked all right for Na'Vi as well, because even though Perfecto is not getting anything done on that rotate position, it's information at least. It's telling your team that you know it's apps and short. They can set up for that position. They can discount 1 of 3 spots. And Perfecto has a lineup through the smoke. He almost killed Config through it, but doesn't want to gamble, you know? He doesn't know if it's being stuck. He's just got to go. And almost times that amazingly, but Config, a couple of seconds left. He knows his timings. He's listening to that bomb music. And Cole, okay. 9-6 down, win a pistol. First rifle locked in. Not a bad one for Na'Vi. They make it interesting. And, we still have questions about this T side, about where it's going. So, better get on the board sooner rather than later, because you don't want to leave it until Cole are already in control.
Yeah, Complexity at a key juncture in this game. They win this, they're springboarding themselves up into the lead. Now, Config is probably dead. That flash is brutal. You don't get blinder than that.
He didn't even want to go down.
He was trying to do the short jump. So yeah, he ends up throwing himself into lower, didn't even want to be there. And then he really didn't want to be there. Oh, Rush holding for this aggression in through the apartments. He's deep, he's up on the sofa. Oh, take a seat, Perfecto. Simple, trades it out at least, but a second man waiting in the wings in the form of Blame F. Just trying to stay alive, trying to buy time, but wrapping him up in the sight and from above. Simple, gonna cut him out. Poison has arrived and is in the sight, lands that flick, but can't follow up onto Electronic. It leaves JKS in the 1v2.
What a mess of a round, but Na'Vi in a good position to close. No kit, but there is one dropped, as you can see. JKS creeping through. Electronic up in the site, boosted and waiting. It's a hard one to clear, but JKS has got it all bit. He doesn't want to jump up or just wait. The element of surprise. JKS with a lot to clear and not a lot of time to clear it. Needs to get that kit first. Oh, and he gets peak drawing a smoke out. The timing could not have been worse. And that's Na'Vi coming in with a 10th round. No fear of these B crunchers going right back for it, right? And, you know, that player on the car, you would have loved to see a jump spot coming through for Blame F, right, to bait them into Rush, who maybe could have got more. And Blame, even though he gets that first kill, he's getting trapped from Electronic and Sight, Simple and Apps. It's very hard to pick those fights, to know which one you're going to get faced by first, because he saw a player jump out window. Went from bad to worse for Cole. And now Na'Vi, even with an AWP to boot, Config, same vein, he's pushed in through the B apartments. Whoa.
Hello. Oh, the ramp crunch.
Dear.
Missed shot for Simple, and the bomb is now dropped as well. Oh my word. Everything has just been uprooted with those 2 kills. Na'Vi now catches them rotating, so not even the A site is safe anymore. They've got to try and get the bomb off of ramp, and while that's happening, Complexity are actively making this net just, you know, crunch even tighter around Na'Vi. They're trapped and they're losing space by the second. With each second they're losing, they're also running out of time, so it really is a rough spot to be in. Perfecto and Boomich, what do you even want to do here? You're getting fought from angles you couldn't even begin to clear.
Yeah.
As the Complexity find it with that force buy, with the ramp push.
Works wonders, right? Simple there with the AWP as well, and not even the cover was there for Bit, who's having a bit of a trouble here in this T side as well. And yet Na'Vi realize what to do in that round, right? They start to try and hunt down those net players, as you call them, right? Not the ones on the bomb. They know that they are going to stay put. They're going to stay on the package. They got to hunt everyone else, and they don't get a single kill back in. So now Broken and Cole with a second wind and a second orb. Config back on B. Poison in CT. Simple hit some bangers from this position first half. Poison's going to need to do the same. Ooh, double ramp smoke, not what you wanted. Bit of a waste of util, but just a miscomm. Speed up those fights. They'll come sooner now as Na'Vi set for this A split. Blame watching for a cat play, and oh, the timing could not have been worse. Boomich has gotten into ladder, and they have no idea. Rush is keeping his eyes on the corner, though. And Blame spots him getting out as well. So likely to end A here with the players feeding up Palace, and traded is Poison. Bit's dead though, and Rush isn't going to let them get much further up connector. 2 for him. It's only Simple with the Deagle, 1 on 4, and not being given anything. He decides to tuck tail and run away, faking the footsteps, but no one close enough to hear it. And while they've cut off T-Spawn to make sure he can't go anywhere fast, it's back into the A side, back into the impossible for Simple.
Yeah, with this triple setup in the A site, the trade potential is just off the charts, and Simple, struggling to find any of these players, is finally given a fight by JKS, and he ends it very, very swiftly. 11 now on the board for Cole, back in the lead. If you remember how this game started, Na'Vi, they were 8-2 up. They couldn't set a foot wrong, it felt like. But now that lead has been reduced. And finally, Complexity are the ones in pole position. Double AWP keeping up appearances here on the Complexity CT side. Split between Config and Poison landing the short jump. Scoped up now on top mid with the AK spamming the window. They run boost a player over the top, and now they learn about this mid AWP as well. Nades are good to find some free damage onto Boomich. That's really the extent of this mid play for now. Na'Vi have got the control in middle that they wanted.
And again, just apps presence for Cole. Oh, what a Molotov. They bounce it off of the lampshade and it goes into the corner. There's no accurate way that you can safely, molly that corner while being on the balcony. But that one's quite the bounce. Style points for Cole. They molly a player out. He's forced to run right back. But Simple's still here for the opener. Bits up Cat, and Simple saved his life with that shot onto Blame. Poison now watching, but Bits up and passed it into the ladder. Set for what could be a B split here, but still without that apartment's control, they got to regain it first. Meanwhile, those apps players for Cole are pushed up on the catwalk, trying to fight middle. Boost for the orb. Simple could be on the chopping block if they go one step further. Bit as well, yet to be seen. Yet to be heard. He's silent, drops down. Electronic gets an A pick. That sells a fake further. Bits up in the B site now. And Electronics out on Palace at the same time. Now you have both bomb sites in their control. And Electronics is going to finally call for the bomb to come back. He doesn't check it though. JKS holds the shot. And now he takes it. The bomb is dropped no! Simple with a huge kill off the AWP. And it does get recovered by Na'Vi, who are again pushing both sides at the same time. So they kill Cole where they stand. But for a second, that got very scary.
If it wasn't for Simple hitting that shot onto JKS, that round could very realistically get out of control. So yeah, huge trade out of Simple. Complexity is still strong enough to buy here and still good to keep that double AWP in play. BlameF once again tasked with holding middle, but he smoked off immediately. Na'Vi this time, they're not messing around with the mid control anymore. They're quick to take this territory away. Are they going to keep this pace up, or does it all slow down a little bit once they're solidified, you know, in the ladder room? Once they've taken mid away from Complexity, are they going to wait and see what the responses are? Or do we see them pick up the pace in an attempt to take this B site away?
Oh, Config again with this long line. Oh, the timing. My goodness, that's not the first time we've seen Cole get caught on the back end of that, drawing a smoke out and getting insta-peaked. Now, fastened to be. Blame gets here in time. But no one else has rotated. It wasn't a commitment for Na'Vi, not out of the gate, still stuck in a default. Now, in fact, grouping back on A. That's at least where the majority of Coles sit right now. 3 players here. So Na'Vi with the misread in this round, but they could still metal their way through, right? They have enough players, enough firepower, and enough utility to run a full execute into this A site. Good time to do it, but not a lot of time to do it. 30 seconds on the clock, and Cole using all of their grenades. Now it's about the gunfights.
Yeah, JKS hears it. He knows he's good for the opener. He can't afford to go slow. This has to be clean. It's got to be quick. And Poison isn't moving a muscle, trying to hold on. Bit catch him from the short side. BlameF all alone in the 1v2. Could try to deny the plant. Bit's not holding for it. The bomb goes down. Simple left in the 1v1, but BlameF swinging out from CT and never getting checked, never getting accounted for, has stolen that round away from Na'Vi. The late A play in a 5-on-4 ends in favor of Cole.
Wow, great rotate out from Blame as well. Like, obviously, Cole have a huge setup on that A side. The Na'Vi walk right into, which poises Blame for the 2v1, but he hit every shot he had to. He wanted to deny the plant, solo time, but realized he couldn't and got the kill anyway as Bit clears jungle. Simple really full sends it for the fight there, and Blame spams him. So Cole, they live to fight another day. This is neck and neck. This is a great game out of both teams right now. Na'Vi may have been asleep back on the first, but have woken up in time for the series. Can they recover though? Can they respond? Both teams money on the edge. Whoever loses this is in quite hot water, as they're going to be broken near the end of the map. Especially if it's Na'Vi at this point. Cole already have a 1-round lead. Got to be careful on B with these timings. Rush is alone in the apartments. He's got config on short. Double FAMAS and the orb in the right hands this time. Poison getting that kill and looking for more. Doesn't want to let it go with a man advantage. Rush tucked up on the balcony. The B rush is coming in. Oh, jumping back 10. Config double kill on his plate. He gets it. Bomb drops. Simple looking for the trade, and he doesn't miss those. A chance after all. Na'Vi with the time to spare and a 2v2, but Blame is crept out.
Yeah, they don't know about him. They don't know that he's in the site. He hears one now up in the apartment. Simple. Doesn't know about Simple, though. BlameF and Simple is side by side. They're right next to each other. Oh, now in the back, and just Simple left standing. 1v2, tucked in at the bench. Oh, Simple does not know where to begin to look for JKS, but it's not him he has to be worried about. BlameF outmaneuvering Na'Vi. They might have plenty of time, but they don't have any space.
Wow. Yeah, he knew exactly what Simple was doing as well. It looked like he just wasn't considering it. I thought he would take the freebie while he had it, but he wanted everything. He wanted the round. He wanted the 2-for-1 Blame with balls of steel.
That's also back-to-back, like 1v2s for Blame F. I know that one there, he did have a teammate, but like JKS didn't play into that round at all, you know? That was all Blame F.
Wow, yeah, really good play from Blame. Like, you know, to pull that, you know, play against Simple, when you know he's out there with the AWP, and to not take that shot, not try and hunt the kill while you could, that's everything.
Really, like, you know, we've had a great performance as so many players on Cole today. I think Poison's looked really good. Rush was incredible back on Dust, and he's kept up a decent performance here on Mirage. Yeah. But the guy who has likely just won this series for Complexity, like if you want to look at it like that, is Blame F. Sure. With the back-to-back clutch attempts that come up in favor of Cole, now breaking the money of Na'Vi. This is where you want to put this game to bed. Like, this is where you want to end it right now. You don't give any more room to Na'Vi. And so let's see if they are able to beat out this partial buy.
Yeah, you're relying on one rifle round if you're Na'Vi. As much as they've done with the low economy rounds, like, this should not be one for them. Blame ahead of the smoke. Oh, my goodness. He's feeling it now. Ready to close. Up on the box. They're going to boost above the smoke. That could be Config's free kill as well. Nades do even more damage. Boomich does dodge death. He has that one smoke left up for Na'Vi. Double ram setup, or at least watching it. Blame dinked down with a deagle through the corner and cleaned up by Bit. Great jiggle work. Wiggling his way to a win. This is not a round that Cole can afford to lose, not just economically, but, you know, in the way that this game is going, you'd give Na'Vi their second wind. And so now things get antsy. Now they get awkward.
Yeah, now you're like really feeling the pressure, right? Like whenever we've spoke to pros, they always say these rounds feel the roughest, especially when you lose a player early on, because now everyone is paranoid, right? You're not wanting to give this round away. And it might force you to play a little more conservatively, a little more safer than normal. And so they batten down the hatches on A, leaving Config alone at the B-bomb site. He has to do a hell of a lot, but luckily enough, Config is good to hold on. Now down to the USP, finally overwhelmed. But he's done all he had to do and then some. The bomb cross is denied, and for Perfecto, that's a hard one. Yeah. He can't do anything in the 1v3, so I'm allowed to mess up his voice line. 14 up on the board for Cole.
Would have been awful in a frag movie, but thank goodness he lost it. I've been there. I've been there in the series. That is a hard one. Yeah. Oh, a slip of the tongue and a slipped shot for Na'Vi. All they had to do was kill Config. All they had to do was get past that one man in B, and that would be a bomb plant. That would be armed Na'Vi players with a post plant with a long rotate for Cole. But instead, Config holds strong when he had to. 3 up on short. And so, you know, it may only be pistol kills, but in the context of that round, it was massive. Cole stand tall in the round that they should and had to win, right? But this one now is where Na'Vi have their final buy, their final chance to keep this series going and to keep their tournament lifeline in ESL Pro League as well. Just scraping their way through the group stages and getting dragged out of the playoffs by the scruff of their shirt.
That's the thing, you know, that like Fury are probably watching on, hoping that Na'Vi do something with this chance that they were given, and yet it might all get stripped away. Config, aggressive in middle, trying to apply that pressure liberally, but never spots anything, never sees anyone. Crossing out into mid, that's info for Cole. I'll start to rotate Config around, back into B. Nice and early. He's now here to help out Rush. Na'Vi want nothing to do with B, though. It's back into middle late in the round. Plenty of utility still to spare, so they can look to nullify this window position, or they could boost up into it.
Oh, no.
Oh, Blame F has just moved back into the window. Poison. Only the tag somehow. Now back on Palace. Flame's getting a little paranoid about window, but he's dropping util that's still securing kills. The apartment's control has been taken away by Complexity, and so now there's players pushing in through lower. Poison dealing with Simple, traded by Boomich, and Perfecto getting a bit of room in the window, but that kill there has likely stripped it all away from Na'Vi. The bomb lost in mid, JKS on cleanup there to close it, and Complexity are at match and series point now, looking to 2-0 Na'Vi.
Yeah, Simple's had a great game, but if we look at head-to-head, Poison's been all over it all series long, right? Again, best him in another AWP battle, and a huge one at that. Blame drops the nade, finishing the leg that Poison hit on another player, and essentially, you know, setting up for 2 kills is Poison. Him and Simple both for 24 kills. JKS there as well. Blame 1 behind, and Cole 4 ahead. All blue on that score, but again, the Na'Vi T-sides let them down, don't they? 2 rounds to their name. Some close situations, some favored positions, but closing the rounds is not available. And now we have the closer of the series, surely. Na'Vi forcing, putting together $3,000 to $4,000 a player and begging for mercy.
This was after such a good start to this map as well, right? They went on that 8-round streak.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slipping and sliding all over the rink.
Man.
And cold as ice are
cold as ice. Cold as coal.
Oh boy. Electronics faking A. Na'Vi are crunching B in the meantime. Do have players looking at under. Seems like a commitment to me.
Oh, yeah. Rush, been waiting to get dealt a little B play, and he might be waiting till the end of time, as they do now leave the apartments, down through lower again, back in with the late mid control. This hasn't been working for Na'Vi. They're hoping now they can do it right, and they can keep this overtime dream ticking on. Config hitting a timing to get into ladder, peaks lower, removes Simple, huge scalp to find. The trade's in for Electronic, so they've at least reclaimed the 4-on-4. But all they have for it is this little avenue over here in mid. This might kind of force a mid to be out of you, right? You don't have any palace control, you don't have any ramp control, you don't really know what's going on at A. All you've got is these apartments. Perfecto's throwing in, the rest of the guys try to get down short, but Rush has been waiting for this moment, and so they dodge him again, they leave him, they go back to bit over in connector. Maybe? Or no, they assemble the boost. Oh, Electronic taking a little peek. Maybe Rush does get his chance. 30 seconds. Na'Vi have to go somewhere. Yeah. Can't just hang in limbo forever. Jungle control's been taken, and now Na'Vi are like, right, that's our path into A. We've got jungle. We've locked down this point of rotation. They're trying to get into the site, but waiting back in CT. JKS all alone. Spamming, trying to deny that bomb plant. Can't do it. Poison's now moved in to help him. Bits the next man to grace the scoreboard, and in with a double. Maybe there's still a chance. It's all on Bit. He opened up this 3v4 with 2 of his own. Now he needs the full house, and there he is in with a third. Just Poison left to find. It's a clash of titans here. The bomb is tapped. Poison looking for the peak, and he nails the shot. It's a damn good try from Bit, but Complexity, in all their might, they get it over the line. 2-0, taking Na'Vi out of the runnings, while Complexity tell their own tale and blaze their own trail in these playoffs.
Would you give up?